Dad.
Lou's already in. It's just that Lou's not a legend.
Yeah.
So he just hasn't been elevated to the next level.
So on that basis, you're happy that Wayne goes in, Adam?
No, probably not. I hate him.
Why do you hate him, Adam?
Why do I hate him? Because basically I think he's just not good for the game. Wasn't good for the game.
On the field, off field?
On the field, he was mentioned that he would beat anyone up. When he was playing for Adelaide, he pretty much ran away from Glenn Archer.
I'd run away from Glenn Archer as well. Well, thank you for your call, Adam. Different perspective. That's the first no of the afternoon. Everyone else overwhelming yes. Nice to have your call. Linton from Adelaide, you're on. Wayne Carey and are out.
Yes, most definitely in. Very talented footballer. A short time he was with the Crows. I'm a Crows supporter. Didn't matter where he was. Everyone knew where he was. He had a strut like Dermy, and at any time he could turn the game around, so you'd never back against him.
Well, another yes for Wayne Carey. Linton Adelaide says yes. Jace, you played around the mark. Was there anyone that you feared more from an opposition forward perspective? Lockett, Carey, Ablett?
Yep, more consistent.
I
than
agree with
Gary
that. I think he's a better player than Gary Ablett.
I agree.
Speaking of Gary's, Gary from Lilydale is on the line. Good afternoon, Gary.
How you doing, guys? Listen, I absolutely think he should be in. He's just an awesome player, despite what he's done off the field. That's sort of like a private matter virtually, but it's on the field like everybody knows. And absolutely he should be. He's a power machine, and he's one of the best I've ever seen as well. I'm a Collingwood supporter, but I've met the guy as well, and I think I just think he's a bloody unit, mate. He was good.
He is a unit, that's for sure.
The ultimate compliment.
Thanks to all our callers. One no, and the rest of them yes as we go round the grounds. Jason for the TAC.
Yeah, it's a smashing. Geelong, absolute smashing. Geelong are 57, Richmond are 8.
A smashing is happening.
Well, Triple M's Footy Light iPhone app. Get live score updates, the latest news and stats on your iPhone with Triple M's Footy Light app, powered by Slattery Media. Grab yours at the App Store or from triplem.com.au. Thanks, Mark Sims. You got enough for a couple of headlines tomorrow?
Yeah, plenty to go with. Jason says Hawthorn are soft. And one more question, Jason. Trent Crode, saw him in the Herald Sun during the week.
Interesting article, wasn't
Scary fit. He didn't quite look scary fit to me, but is he any chance of coming back?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. But great to see he's up and running about and enjoying a bit of footy again.
Yes, and don't forget to log on to triplem.com.au or go to your Footy Light app.
It is
and
the
you'll get
best.
all the headlines.
It's free. You download it. Any score anywhere. Draft concession.
Haven't
Give you all
quite
the scores. Have you got an iPhone?
No, I'm not very...
If you do have an iPhone, just go there, download the app. It's very, very good.
Just a text and a call, man. That's how I am. I haven't got the technical savvy to go that far. I'll leave that up to young Jack Quartermain. He knows all about that.
Tell him to go there.
Well, for Bridgestone, this has been the football preview. Thank you, Mark Stevens.
Well done, Stefano.
This is the footy preview. Thanks to McDonald's. Coming up next, it's the preview of this big match, Collingwood versus Carlton. Thanks to McDonald's. Triple M rocks football.
Triple M's brought back the original Triple Play. Only this time, it's worth 3,000 birthday dollars. Listen across the Triple M workday for these 3 songs. Play back to back in any order. Call 1-333-553 to win. Triple M's $3,000 Triple Play starts tomorrow on Triple M.
You, sir, sitting at the bar. Do you realise that fresh Carlton draft you're drinking has been brewed to the absolute second to ensure freshness? It's served at the perfect temperature for freshness, into the cleanest glass for freshness. And what, sir, are you munching on between all this freshness? Beer nuts, swimming in 17 traces of urine, and covered in no, sir, not salt, but old man dandruff. Brewery Fresh Carlton Draft, because we know you sort of care about freshness. For more, visit carltondraft.com.
IGA Liquor is the local with a lot. That's 'cause we're local, not 10 k's down the road. If we were, we'd be called the far, far away place with a lot. Plus, we've got a great range of fantastic liquor. That's why we're not called the local with not very much stuff. And IGA Liquor gives you brilliant service and low prices every day. Otherwise, we'd be called the local with a lot, but with an asterisk next to it and some tiny print that says, except for brilliant service and low prices every day. So if you want convenience, a great range, brilliant service and low liquor prices every day, don't go to the far, far away place with stuff all. Come to IGA Liquor, the local with the lot.
6:30 tonight on Merlin.
Prince Arthur is trying to be good.
Fetch me 2 dinners from the palace kitchens.
So you're not cooking?
No. Gwen doesn't need to know that.
Merlin, 6:30 tonight on 10.
Then at 7:30.
The MasterChef Challenge is going Japanese.
Adam, are you the one to beat?
One contestant has the experience, but can he pull it off?
I don't think I have any excuses if I don't go well in this challenge.
MasterChef, 7:30 tonight on 10.
Seriously.
This Mother's Day, give Mum more of what she really loves. Designer shoes, romance, and a handsome leading man. Give Mum the gift of the movies with a Village Cinemas gift card, so she can see the upcoming blockbusters such as Robin Hood, The Backup Plan, and Sex and the City 2. Village Cinemas gift cards are available with a Mother's Day designer gift wallet included, while stocks last. On sale now at the Village Cinemas ticket box or villagecinemas.com.au. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
The holiday season is the best time to be getting into Total Tools and gearing up for the new year. Thousands of tools available, from power tools, air tools, hand tools, welding and mechanics tools. You'll never be caught short with the TTI 126-piece socket and spanner set. Need a trade tough air compressor? Check out the Iron Air 3-phase 270-litre air compressor range with 3-year tank, 2-year pump and 1-year motor warranty. And for real industrial power, you can't go past the Detroit 1700-watt demolition breaker. Great value and plenty of grunt. Total Tools. Every tool, every trade. Tradies and Doggies fans, win tickets to an exclusive Western Bulldogs breakfast with Rodney Eade and Scott Cam. There's 20 doubles to win thanks to WorkSafe. So head to the win page at triplem.com.au now. That's the win page at triplem.com.au.
G'day, Will Anderson here. If you want to go behind the scenes of my Willful Misconduct tour, and you do, check out the exclusive webisodes at getitout.com.au. They're brought to you by Coolridge Spring Water, official sponsor of Laughing It Out of Your System.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
For McDonald's.
Triple M rocks football.
This quarter is brought to you by Lockwood. When it comes to security, there's no substitute for Lockwood.
Thanks to McDonald's, Triple M rocking Sunday football. It is a blockbuster at the MCG as the umpires make their way out of the ground. It is Carlton, 6 on the ladder with 3 wins, 2 losses, against Collingwood, 3rd on the ladder, 4 wins, 1 loss. It is going to be a massive match here at the MCG in front of a crowd which hopefully will be close to 90,000 people. Stephen Quartermain calling the action along with Hamish McLaughlin. Special comments coming from Jason Dunstall and Shane Crawford. The stats from Ash Chua, and running the boundary line this afternoon is Michael Roberts. Around the grounds for the TAC, it is all Geelong nearing the halfway mark of the second quarter down at Skilled Stadium. The Cats 9-4-58 leading the Tigers 1-3-9, and the late match this afternoon is the derby at Subiaco Oval between the Fremantle Dockers and the West Coast Eagles. But let's concentrate now on this blockbuster match between the Blues and the Pies. The Pies will start favourites, but very confident, Carlton. Jason Dunstall and Shane Crawford. They can win this match for sure.
Every reason to be confident. The Blues have won 3 of the last 4 against Collingwood, and they're coming off what could be a career-defining win over the Cats last week, where they played just about as well as I've seen them play for a number of years. Their leg speed is a genuine weapon, but they are going to come up against a side in Collingwood who this season have been fantastic in terms of the amount of pressure, in-your-face harassment that they provide to the ball carriers. They've been absolutely outstanding. So we've got 2 teams in very good form that are going to go head-to-head. As the Pies make their way out onto the arena, you can hear plenty of cheers and just as many boos. That's normally what happens with the Collingwood Football Club. But look, they've still got room for improvement too, Collingwood. I mean, you have a look at the way Travis Cloak's played this year. Hasn't had much of an impact. He's one of the key forwards they need to stand up. It's the key forward posts that have been the worry for them. Chris Dawes is in the side. Can he put his hand up and start grabbing one of those? So, look, they've got tremendous smalls and mid-sizes in Davis, in Didac, in Medhurst. They've got a brilliant on-ball quartet. They've got fantastic utilities around the ground. Pretty solid defence. If they can get a couple of key forwards to stand up, they can take their game to another level, the Pies.
Yeah, it's all about starting well for the Blues, I believe, if they're going to take it up to Collingwood. Collingwood are a very good outfit, and when they're really switched on, I reckon they're one of the best sides in the competition. Their defensive pressure, as Jason mentioned, has really gone to that next level, and they force you into parts of the ground that you don't really want to go, but they allow players to go there, and they virtually trap you, and then they win the ball back, and then away they go. Pendlebury was terrific last week, the Anzac medalist, but how will he go this week? He's going to have a massive situation to come up against, who I believe he might go to Judd. I reckon what they'll do with Judd, they won't do a hard tag with him. I reckon they'll rotate players a lot, and no doubt a lot of time would have went into it. They'll say, Pendlebury, you take him on when you're in the middle of the ground. We'll put Dane Swan on him at times. We might even put Beams on him just to run him and make him
like
accountable.
Sharon Wellingham might be one that can run with him for a while as well.
Absolutely, but I really think they'll rotate it around. They won't rely on Wellingham running with him all day. I think they'll try and make him be defensive and try and take that attack out of Chris Judd's game. And the thing about Chris Judd, he's 5 kilos lighter than he was last year, so he said, all right, I've got to get lighter, I've got to get that zip back into my game, and he certainly had that in his last few games, and he's certainly going to be a key to the way the Blues go about it.
Cool.
And the fast forward lane, Jace.
Yeah, I was just going to say, funnily enough, they've got similar problems to Collingwood. Their key forward setup isn't ideal at the moment, Carlton. They're basically using Lockie Henderson, who's a young, improving type, and Satander Halpin, who is very competitive and honest, but we're not quite sure whether he's actually going to make it as a regular, consistent performer. But again, the pace of Betts and Yaron and Garlett makes for a pretty exciting setup if they can get the ball forward into space, Crawl.
If you're still on punt road, you're going to miss the start of the game.
Really?
Apparently the traffic is horrendous, so just sit back and
pull the handbrake, get out and walk over.
Yeah, just listen to Troll.
Oh, you weren't listening to me early quarters.
Yeah, no, well,
didn't I tell you that? I gave you a traffic report. I came in it.
It's still bad, Crawl.
Yeah, so. You came here in a chopper, Crawl. A little bit of a difference.
Please, Jason, I came on the tram. Now, as you mentioned Henderson.
Turn it up.
What? I did. I came on the tram.
You're not a man of the people, Crawl.
When was the last time you got on a tram or a train?
He doesn't know what a tram is.
I get on the tram and the train all the time. Take my kids, they love it. Anyway, let's get back to the match. Henderson and O'Halpin, as you mentioned, Jason, I reckon all the Blues expect for them in the coaching department is to make a contest and put a lot of pressure, and they know if they can make it a 50-50 and bring it to ground, those fast forward line players are really going to be the difference, and they're the ones who are really going to hit the ground running, and this is what can break the game open. Fast movement. Carlton have to have fast movement through the middle. They're playing with a lot of confidence, they're taking risks, and they're coming through the corridor. They have to keep that up today against Collingwood, because Collingwood are great at defending, and they've just got to keep taking it up and get the ball in nice and fast and let things happen from their home, because I reckon if they do that, they're going to be in this match right to the end.
Just another text has come through, Dave, from up in the nosebleeds, and Mars bars still haven't got up there to him. So, Swanee, if you're listening, quick, smart, please.
Now, from Collingwood's point of view, Jace, Josh Fraser, he was terrific last week. He was criticised after his first few games that he wasn't getting into him enough and wasn't sharing the load in the ruck as well as he could. But I think, he really took a big step last week, and he needs to take it up again, because Cruiser, very good ruckman, he'll push hard forward, so I think he's very important in the setup today.
He's still adapting to his new role, Josh Fraser, and he was good last week, but he's got to prove that he can make that sort of contribution week after week after week, and that's something we haven't quite seen as yet.
I believe the only reason Collingwood will lose today is that mental approach, and no doubt they'd be switched on. They love playing Carlton, but it's purely upstairs. We know that skill-wise they're a very good side. Defensively they've improved and they've taken it to a new level, and they're up against a side with a lot of confidence, a lot of young fast players, and I'll tell you what, if they can move the ball quick, I reckon we are in for an absolute ripper of a game.
Just interrupt, sorry gentlemen, around the grounds for the TAC, only a little bit over, you bloody idiot. Ash Stewart, it's getting nasty at Skills Stadium.
It is, Quarters. Geelong have opened up a 59-point lead over the Tigers. Geelong 11-4-70 to Richmond, 1-5-11, 18 into the second.
And the goal scorers and the stats getters?
Sure, the goal scorers...
Just for the Cats, Ash.
Yeah, for the Cats, 2 goals each to Burns, Chapman, Duncan and Podsiadly. Joel Selwood leads the way with 19 disposals, and for the Tigers, 15 to Tuck.
Quarters and Haim, could you guys cast your glasses over Dane Swan at centre half forward,
it's
please?
ugly. It's ugly.
Is it a prison buzz cut?
He has buzzed the hair. He is virtually bald.
Take me through it, Haim, please.
I reckon it's a number 1, or if you can go shorter than that,
you can get a half. You can get a half.
I reckon that's probably a half. He's got the full right arm fully inked. He's got tat coming out of the right sock, and things, according to Dane, might get more inky very shortly.
What did you say, Quarters? Not happy with that?
No, it's fine. It's just looks mean.
Looks mean.
Enough to scare me, but that doesn't take much.
Very much like
Sure,
Jason's
TAB
haircut.
Sportsbet, what's going on betting-wise? I know the line down at Geelong was 60 points. They've covered that. What about here, head-to-head?
Yeah, the recent betting odds, Collingwood $1.52 to the Blues $2.55, Haim.
We asked before the game last week whether the Cats were too short at $1.18 against the Blues. $5.75. Always tried to. It's hard to. Collingwood, they too short, or is that about right today?
I think it's a little bit more even than that, given the Blues' good recent record against the Pies.
Well, let's go down to the ground and welcome for the first time this afternoon, Michael Roberts.
Thanks, Q, and I'm sitting right in the middle of a heap of Carlton supporters. Are they up and buzzed and ready to go? I reckon I got the last car park out there. This is a massive crowd, and that was about 3/4 of an hour ago. Big crowd, as you said, Crawf, and when you see the third tier, almost chock-a-block, the MCG is bursting, and they will be ripping into this first bounce, that's for sure. Very grey overhead, lights on as we can see. But they tell me on the radar there's no rain. I find that very hard to believe. It is pretty gloomy. I reckon we may get a shower. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Both sides out to a good start last week. Hopefully the same thing here today. Big games from Chris Judd and Maxwell, the true leaders of both clubs. And the bench for Carlton, let's have a look at it. Lucas, Armfield, Garlett and Jacobs. And for Collingwood, Medhurst, Pendlebury, side bottom, Tuvey, Magpies to win. They love playing the MCG.
And both teams as selected. Down for the toss of the coin.
Tails it is. It's a tail. Yeah.
So Nick Maxwell, the captain of Collingwood, has won the toss, and the Magpies in the first quarter are going to kick right of your dial or to the city end here at the MCG. I'm tipping Collingwood also, but not by much. I hope we're due for a close game, boys. I hope it's a close one. Anyone going for Carlton?
No, I actually tipped Collingwood, but I'm a bit like you. I just want to see a really good match.
And just looking at the huddles, very much like last week, Collingwood went right down to their cheer squad and in the square, coming out of full forward, and they're getting the crowd involved. So doing the same today, and the Blues are about 40 metres out from their cheer squad. But wonder or not, I reckon it's a set plan now that they say, right, okay, we're going to go down into the square. We're going to get the crowd involved early, because in these matches you've got to get the crowd involved to get everyone up and going. And Q, I reckon we've got a game on our hands. It's going to be a ripper.
I hope you're right, Shane. The two arch enemies of the competition, Collingwood versus Carlton, as they make their way into the positions. One more time around the ground before the opening bounce here. Ash Stewart for the TAC.
Quarters, Geelong by 54 points over Richmond. The Cats 11-5-71 to the Tigers, 2-5-17-22 into the second.
And the late game, it's a big game in the West this afternoon. It's the Derby, or the Derby as they call it over there. It is West Coast Eagles up against the Fremantle Dockers.
Interesting quarters. Pendlebury starting on the bench, but
does it matter these days?
No, it doesn't really matter. But what it does is the opposition side, they plan for him to be starting. They think, hang on, we'll look at the best Collingwood lineup, and Pendlebury would be starting in the middle. So they would plan towards that, and that's just mind games. Coaches are just playing mind games and saying, well, we'll just unsettle them early, and then when the heat's out of the game in the first couple of minutes, we'll get him in and get him to really put his mark on the game.
Dane Swan starting forward for Collingwood.
McLean and O'Brien having a bit of a chat.
Eddie Betts in the middle.
It looks like Bryce Gibbs is going to line up on Dane Swan. You've got Aaron Joseph on Leon Davis.
So ready to start this big match. Collingwood versus Carlton at the MCG in front of a packed house. Here's Hamish McLaughlin.
Thanks, Quarters. Lights already on at the MCG. Rain apparently not on the way. Darren Jolly, third club, goes up against Matthew Cruiser at his first. Cruiser wins it down, crashing through Scotland, who plays against his old mob, the Pies. Carazzo wins the ball, handballs forward, but it goes off the ground to half forward for the Pies. Little give and go from Jamison to Betts, back to Murphy. Murphy at half-back runs on the wing, loses it, regains it. Now he runs to the logo, kicks to half forward. A target is there, Henderson. Little fist is good from behind from Brown. He gives it off the ground to Short and Maxwell, and the Pies will get out of trouble if Reid can grab it first time. He can't. Going with it, O'Halpin picks up the loose ball. Thomas picks up for the Pies and squeezes the ball down the line.
Left foot kick's not too bad at all, and almost a mark to Swan.
Tell you what, boys, Lockie Henderson in trouble after that very first contest. I reckon he got a bad cork in the hip. He's really struggling in the hands of the trainers.
Throw in. Slightly in Carlton's attacking half. Cruiser got the tap down to the feet of Judd, who picks it up now. Little right foot kick. Looking for, but unable to find Yaron. Now Collingwood get it back. Thomas, quick hands to Didak, gives it back to Thomas. He's unsuccessful in grabbing the footy. Oh, and then Simpson gave it straight up to Ball. Ball kicks to the wing, touched off the boot, says the umpire. As Russell gets the handball to Cruiser, gives it to Gibbs, breaks a couple of tackles. Now puts it on the right boot, back to half forward, but camped underneath it is Maxwell. And he takes the mark right on the defensive 50 paint on the southern stand side of the ground. It's the Magpies kicking to the city end. Maxwell's kick is poor. That is over the line, not found on the full. We'll have a throw in on the Blues half-forward line.
It's coming off Henderson.
Judd has Johnson. He's going to him, but they're rotating very heavily. And we've got Harry O'Brien. He's on Betts, so that'll be a ripper.
So the umpire will throw it in about 85 around from the Carlton goal. Unloads Jolly and Cruiser. Stand shoulder to shoulder. Jolly takes it out, then gives it to Thomas. Not good. Yaron intercepts. He fires at McLean. Misses him. Didak picks it up. Gives it to Thomas. Handballs over the top to Johnson. Couple of targets. Squeezes one into the middle of the ground. Beams is there. Can't take it. He's with Gibbs. There's a matchup. Gibbs wraps him up. Beams tries to squeeze it through. Gets it away, but Yaron for the Blues picks it up. Gives it to Murphy. Comes through the middle of the ground to Judd. Sweeps the handball wide to Scotland. The wing in front of his broadcast side. Judd gives support. Off the wing he goes to half forward. Jacobs is there. He goes up, but he's pushed out of it. Brown does well. Marks it for the Pies and goes wide.
Too easy there for Brown. Gets it off to Wellingham, who switches to the southern stand side, and his kick finds the shaved one, Swan. Gives it back to Wellingham, who's having a ripper season. Kicks the half forward to Fraser, up against Jamison. Fraser taps it to the ground. Now swooping is Simpson for Carlton at half-back. Nice pick up under pressure. Onto the left boot, kicks to the wing and finds Carazzo on the first bounce. Has time to use the football here. Draws the player, then handballs back to McLean. McLean gives the handball back to Carazzo at half-forward. 70 from goal. A little chip is a shocker. That's a poor kick from Carazzo, out of bounds on the full. And a free kick to Collingwood on defensive 50. As O'Brien goes short to Wellingham, deep in defence in the defensive goal square.
Wellingham just ambles out from full-back. Couple of bounces, might take a third. No, decides to kick. Shaw the target. He couldn't get it. Scotland from behind. Good fist. Scotland goes back and wins the ball. Gives it back to Houlihan. Gives it to Scotland again. Then to Judd. Still at half forward. Might get wrapped up by Ball. Does, but he shrugs it. Little handball over the top to Murphy. Good. He gives it to Yaron. Around the corner Yaron goes. But last line of defence. Johnson is good for the Pies.
73,000 people here for the bounce of the ball, and we've heard there's thousands still queuing up outside to come in. So a bumper crowd here today at the MCG as Reid kicks to the southern stand wing for Collingwood to McCaffer. McCaffer kicks it to half forward. It's about 70 from Collingwood's goal. Picked up there by Beams. He puts it inside 50 to no one in particular. McCaffer has another crack at it, can't grab it. Gibbs can. Handballs to Jamison. Jamison, a little banana inside out, kicks effective as it finds Russell. True centre half back, kicks into the middle. It's Judd against Wellingham. Wellingham did well, tapped it to Maxwell. Left foot kick to half forward, looking for Dawes, can't find him. Knocked away there for the Blues. That was by Joseph. It's in the middle of the ground, up for grabs. Ben Johnson did brilliantly. Won the hard ball. Goes on the left short. Beautifully done. Great composure from Ben Johnson, and his kick finds Pendlebury, who'll line up on a slight angle 48 metres out from goal at the city end of the ground.
Got to make the tackle stick, and Chris Judd, he did extremely well there. Not Chris Judd, but he missed the tackle. You've got to make sure you lay the tackle on Johnson, and he just popped straight back up. It was a beautiful kick to Pendlebury as he was going inside 50. Great play, and normally a good kick, Pendlebury. 5 goals so far this season to Pendlebury. Left foot kick is beautiful. The crowd tells the story. Collingwood fans go up. And the first score of the afternoon on the Triple M Lockwood scoreboard. If you haven't locked up with Lockwood, have you really locked up? 5 minutes first quarter. It is Collingwood a goal. Carlton yet to score. Around the grounds for the TAC, Ashley Chua.
Geelong by 62 points over Richmond. The Cats 12-7, 79 to the Tigers 2-5, 17, 29 into the second quarter.
A couple of really good matchups, Jace. You got Beams, and Gibbs has gone to him because they've said, right, last week Beams had 11 or 12 inside 50s, which was a record, and they said, we're going to make sure that doesn't happen today. And you've got Houlihan for the Blues. He's following Heath Shaw everywhere. He's not going to allow him to run off.
Good move, I reckon, that one.
Absolutely.
So Cruiser and Jolly in the middle. Chris Judd, hands on hips, heaving in the air. Wellingham, as Jason said, on his hip. He's gone with him early in this match. 5.5 played. One straight Collingwood Carlton yet to score. Big crowd as the umpire bounces. And Jolly goes up, knocks it down to Wellingham. Does well, tries to break them a clean tackle. Gives it back to Jolly. Jolly loses it, spills to ground. Chance for Yaron in the middle. He is with Cruiser. Scotland there too. Heap of pies. Winning it off the deck. Ends up with Didak. He loses it. Judd picks up the loose ball. Switches it to Betts. Over his head it goes. Simpson has it. At half forward. Little right foot. Simpson to Jacobs is good. Jacobs couldn't take it. Reed comes through for the prize.
Down.
Yep.
Handball back to side bottom. Side bottom on the left. Goes down the line. Brock McLean is there. Couldn't take it. Pendlebury mops up. Little give and go. Then decides to keep it. Pendlebury runs out of side wing down the line.
Oh!
Meant for Dawes. He went smashing into the back of Bauer.
Michael, it's 50.
Heard the umpire 50-metre penalty on Chris Dawes. Blues will have
get his number taken. Lucky not to have his number taken there. But good umpiring over that and quickly gave the 50-metre penalty. And now the ball comes up to half forward and Bauer has it. Decides to handball. Off to Simpson, gets onto that left and pumps it long to the tip of the goal square. Henderson's there, so is O'Halpin. Oh, Betts almost got it. Henderson should have kicked, snap, gives it to Yaron, who snaps the goal anyway. Well done, Lockie Henderson. Got the quick hands, and Carlton get there first. On the Triple M Lockwood scoreboard, it's all locked up at 1 goal apiece. Nicely worked, and Yaron finished off the Henderson handball.
Yeah, and look, it's a good start by both sides. 34 possessions each. They're all getting their hands on the pill. 6 inside 50s to 2, though, in favour of Carlton. So they needed that goal. They were due. They've had plenty of ball going forward. It's been an exciting start, and we hope the game's going to continue like this throughout the course of the 4 quarters.
Gee, Chris Judd's got his turn of speed back, hasn't he? Those afterburners. He's got that acceleration he's missed for the last couple of years.
Absolutely. You think you got him, and then all of a sudden he finds 2 metres. He had 4 possessions so far.
Cruiser over the top. Jolly sits down. Cruiser wins it, but knocks it to Pendlebury. He gives it to Swan, who kicks wide to the broadcast side. Thomas waits for it to bounce, then lets it sit, takes it, ducks his head, runs, takes a bounce. Now kicks to half forward. Kick is meant for Dawes, and it finds him. 3 metres in from the boundary line, right forward pocket. He'll kick from about 48. City end, 8.5 played, 1 goal apiece, big crowd.
He just got rid of his opponent very easily with a lot of strength for his Dawes. He was in front and just pushed back on his opponent and ragdolled him to the ground.
Thought he worked himself into form last week, Jace, in that second half, and certainly going on with it.
So Simon White
there,
playing his 3rd game in front of a very big crowd. Dawes kicks, looks pretty neat off the boot. That was really clinical. Slice the middle, tough angle, wrong side of the ground, but 9 minutes played. Collingwood 2 straight 12, Carlton 1 straight 6. Lockwood scoreboard. Around the grounds 2 for the TAC.
Nearing half-time, Hayne, we've got the Cats leading the Tigers by 68 points. Geelong 13-7-85, Richmond 2-5-17.
Siren's just gone half-time, as you said, Chu.
Leading stacked is Ash early in this match.
Yeah, for the Blues, 5 to Judd along with a couple of clearances, and for the Magpies, 5 to Didak, 4 to Maxwell, Wellingham, Pendlebury and Thomas.
So 2 goals to Collingwood, 1 goal to Carlton.
And Aaron Joseph has a spell. You'd think that's a breather for Leon Davis, but it's Dennis Armfield that goes out and immediately starts giving it to Leon Davis again. He's getting plenty of attention off the ball.
In the middle. Neither ruckman really got a clear hand on that one. It's taken by Pendlebury. He's wrapped up, so a secondary bounce in the middle.
And I like this. Good coaching from Moldhouse. Swan has gone to Judd, so they're really trying to work him over.
Fraser the tap. Comes to Simpson. Gives it to Betts. Handballs to Armfield. Gives it to Judd. Judd on the right boot. Puts Carlton back inside 50. Looking for Henderson. But the boundary line beats him. We'll have a throw in where the 50-metre arc meets the boundary line on the southern stand side of the punt road end. Blues into attack. Collingwood 2 straight. Carlton 1 straight. Both teams as selected this afternoon. No late changes from the throw in. Cruiser got the good position. Tapped it to Judd. Couldn't control it. Picked up by Carazzo. Clever handball to Murphy in the forward pocket. Murphy shoots for goal. Beautifully worked by the Blue Baggers. Great finish from Murphy. And scores level. 2 goals apiece. We've been going 10.5 minutes in the first term on the Lockwood scoreboard.
That's just super
blood
play.
rule here as well.
Blood rule. Who is it, mate?
Eddie Betts.
Blood rule.
Who's coming off?
Which team?
Eddie Betts.
Boys, you got
There you go. Eddie Betts is coming off. A bit of blood coming from him, but Cruiser, just a great tap forward. Carrazzo onto the ball over the top to Murphy, and I've noticed early on, Jace, they're able to get a couple of plays ahead of play at the moment, so it's all going to come down to skill level. If they keep that up, they're certainly going to keep themselves in this match.
Got some good runners, the Blues. They'll fancy their leg speed if they can get out in space.
Robbo.
Cut cheek for Eddie Betts, just sliced across the right-hand cheekbone. So a bit of a scratch, reckon at a fingernail, so they'll patch that up.
4 great goals, 2 terrific snaps for the Blues, 2 set shots for the Pies. Very good from Dawes and pretty simple from Pendlebury. Jacobs, and now the big man Fraser in the middle. They've swapped the ruckman. Blues win it again, but Judd, for handball, finds the opposite skipper in Maxwell. He goes back to Johnson, who goes to Ball, who shrugs a little tackle from Lucas, gives it to Johnson. He goes to Maxwell, kicks to half forward. Dawes goes up. Blues have got the numbers. White good to Armfield. Backwards he goes to Joseph. Gets wrapped up by Medhurst, taking the ground. Ends up with side bottom over the top to Cloak. Handball back inside to Leon. Gives him an impossible shot at goal. And fires it across the face. The banana didn't break. So it is out of bounds on the full. 12.5 to play first term. 2 goals straight apiece. No leader in this game. Lockwood scoreboard.
Scotland to bring it back in for Carlton. A little short one. Finds Bauer. He's an integral part of this Carlton lineup. Little give and go as Bauer now handballs to half back. Or dropping the pill was McLean.
He's had the fumbles early.
Jacobs back to McLean. Now Armfield's under the pump. Managed to get the handball away. Back to Bauer. No, Gibbs comes in and says, give it to me. So Gibbs has got it for Carlton. He's tackled well by Cloak. It's desperate down there for the Carlton defence. White went without it. Should have done better. Thomas now handballs inside. 50 for the Magpies. Gives it to Davis. Spins around and has a ping at the goals, but it's across the face again. They'll have a throw in Collingwood's forward pocket. City entered the ground on the members' side. 13 minutes gone first term. It's 2 goals each between Carlton and Collingwood.
So deep into attack for the Pies. Crowd continues to build at the MCG. Josh Fraser and Jacobs go up. Jacobs, first game of the year, knocks it down to side bottom. He kicks it goal, smothered by Armfield. Then he goes and wins the ball again. Handballs over the top. This time to Gibbs. He's got to get around Pendlebury. Little kick around the corner is okay. Might sit for Lucas. Goes for O'Halpin. O'Halpin lets it come to him, then goes on the left boot down the line. Kick is not too bad to Gullett. Couldn't take the mark. Turvey strips it from him. Handballs. O'Halpin comes through. Now a chance for Lucas. Dishes the handball off. Murphy runs through the middle of the ground. Kick is okay. It'll sit for Simpson. Does well. Takes it around his ankles. Harry O'Brien tries to corral him. Handballs back inside. Scotland on the left from 55. Puts it to the top of the square. Great kick in the end. It's Houlihan who marks. Tough angle, 15 from goal. Left forward pocket. He might just run around on his right. Punt road end.
He's got beautiful skills, Heath Scotland, hasn't he?
Absolutely, and they had to really think about that, the Blues, because they had no one ahead of play, and this is what they want. This is what the Blues want. Houlihan getting the ball on Heath Shaw, making him very accountable and working from out of the square. So very well done, the Blues, and just the numbers and support, sensational.
He's kicked 6 in the last 3 weeks.
Long runner.
He's going to be kicking from about 15. He started behind the boundary. Oh, really ordinary kick. Hits the point post on the full, out of bounds on the full. Really disappointing. Only marked from 15. He kicked from a long way up.
Yeah, really long run up. Gave himself about 30 metres. Weird. And he's put it out of bounds on the full. So Collingwood in the back pocket. Ball stabs the pass. Not a good one to Pendlebury. Puts him under pressure. And consequently it rolls out of his hands and over the line for a throw-in. Members side of the ground, half-forward flank, Blues into attack.
Carlton draft stats. Effective disposals in the midfield. Carlton going at 75% to the Pies 55.
It'll be Jacobs against Fraser in the ruck. 55 out from Carlton's goal at the punt road end. Throw in. Jacobs the tap. Down to the feet of Carrazzo. Now coming in as Murphy. Puts it back to Carrazzo. Little one into the pocket. And it's kick's good. It finds Yaron. So Yaron's got it where a Houlihan kick from, but I suspect Yaron will make a much better fist at this kick. He's about 25 metres out, acute angle. Do here. Will he go the banana? So he's been put on the correct line. In he comes. Standard drop punt. And he's missed to the left. So a point to Carlton. They're 2-1-13. Collingwood 2 straight. 15.5 gone first term on the Triple M Lockwood scoreboard.
Yeah, should be a little bit better off Carlton. They've had nearly double the inside 50s, 9-5. Carlton drafts.
Big game, big atmosphere. The Pies run it through to centre half back. A lot of running bounces. This is Shaw. Runs to almost the wing. Kicks to half forward. Great kick to Cloak. Cloak still about 85 from home. Goes onto his left boot. It might fall for side bottom. I don't know whether it was meant for him, but luckily for side bottom, he read it early, stepped back inside and took it on his chest directly in front. 25 out City end. It is the Blues by a point. 2-1-13. Collingwood 2 straight.
I'll tell you what happened there, Jace. I know you know, but the OPSM replay, Shaw comes running through and takes the game on, and Bowyer was watching his opponent in Cloak rather than watching the ball. You've got to watch the ball.
Yep. So still side bottom, couple for the year. Add one to it. He's first for the afternoon. Collingwood's third. They're 3 straight 18. Carlton 2-1-13, 5-point lead to the Magpies. 16 gone, first term Lockwood scoreboard.
And both occasions, Crawford's Shaw burst out of the back line. It was Cloak who was watching the ball first react and pop in front. And then whenever there's a wobbly kick going forward, you know where it lands. It always lands short. Forward's got to play in front. And side bottom just getting away from Armfield on that occasion.
So back in the middle, it'll be Jacobs. Just they went with Jacobs this week instead of Warnock, who was very, very good in the reserves yesterday in the VFL.
He's done all right so far, Jacobs. Got his hand on it first, beat Josh Fraser down on the boundary a little bit early, so he started quite well.
And he's up against Jolly. Perfect bounce by the umpire. Jolly got the tap beautifully to Thomas, who sold the dummy, and now on the right foot goes long inside 50, looking for Medhurst. Front and centre is Davis and Didak. Davis grabs it first. Handballs backwards. Now an up and under. Big kick by Jolly to the tip of the goal square. Dawes, there's a whistle. It's going Collingwood's way.
Medhurst block.
Michael's just run straight into it.
So free kick to Medhurst at the top of the goal square. What did you think, boys? Free kick?
Yeah, obvious. Michael Jamieson running back with the ball. No eyes on the footy. Completely takes Medhurst out and then pretends he's turning around to look at the footy.
And Medhurst kicks the goal, the first free kick of the match after 18 minutes. So the umpires have let it go. And that was an obvious one. And Collingwood now in front by 11 points. 4 straight 24. Carlton 2-1-13. 18.5 minutes first turn on the Triple M Lockwood scoreboard.
Well, it just shows you the last 2 goals the Magpies have scored haven't been great kicks inside 50, but it doesn't matter. You just put the defence under pressure, and that's what they've done there. The kick came in long and high, but you got to watch the ball. You really have to watch the ball because it does all sorts of things in the air, and the kick coming in couldn't have been any higher, and just a gift, an absolute gift for Medhurst.
Carlton draft stats: Thomas, number 1 ranked player on the ground, 6 disposals, couple of tackles and 3 inside 50s.
It's Ashley Chua, owner and proprietor of Choose You, nominated for a Logie tonight. Umpire bounces in the middle. Jacobs goes to ground, can't quite get it, still in dispute. Judd goes and wins it, unfortunately gives it to Swan, runs through the middle of the ground, lace out to Dawes, who marks 45 out directly in front.
Well, he just intercepted the hand pass that was intended for Cade Simpson, and it appears at the moment that Simpson and Swan are running together, but they're not running very close. Let me tell you, they're both just chasing the footy.
And Judd onto his third opponent. Dale Thomas is going to him at the moment, so they're just trying to run him and take him out of the game.
So Dawes kicked 29 in the 2s last year. First shot at goal today was terrific from a tough angle. This easier. And that horrific.
That's a Kernahan helicopter.
That's as bad as you can see from an AFL footballer.
Really ordinary. 1 behind only. It is 4-1 Collingwood, 2-1 Carlton. 2-point lead to the Pies. 7.25 to go. First term Lockwood scoreboard.
Which is amazing considering his first kick of goal was sensational from a really tight angle.
Absolutely. What did he do then, Jace?
Wasn't very good contact.
2-goal lead.
From the kick in, that's a good solid mark, taken at half back by Bauer. No one on the mark, so he plays on. Collingwood just had the ascendancy the last 5 minutes.
They've got numbers here if they can move it smartly.
Kicks to Carazzo, who sweeps the handball to Yaron. On the right foot, goes to half forward and finds Henderson. 65 out from goal, kicks into the hole. But Tuvey gets there first for Collingwood and takes the safe mark in defence. Switches to the members' side, to the ball 1, Swan, who kicks to half back and finds Medhurst. He's got Didak unshoot, ignores him. He drills it down the line, and it's a good kick too to Dawes. He's worked hard, and he takes the chest mark at half forward.
So Dawes has it. Pies lead by 12 points. Kicks to half forward. Cloak the target, coming, getting the fist on it. Gibbs was good. Falls to Simpson, couldn't take it. Now Bauer off the ground, gives it to Jamison. Gets through the Didac tackle. Runs to the corner of the square. Kicks, has it smothered. Now a chance for Pendlebury to pick it up. Murphy's there with him. Heap of pressure. Thomas goes and gets it. Gives it to O'Brien. He gets wrapped up by Betts. Falls to Simpson. He jumps on the loose ball. He's there with Tuvey. Flicks it over to Murphy. Tuvey goes and wins it somehow. Puts it onto his boot. Goes down in the beams direction. He gets taken to ground by Joseph. Umpire says in the back, half forward for the Pies.
No doubt about that one. Drill him into the turf. So Beams has got the free kick. True centre half forward position. Going to the city end of the Magpies. They lead at the moment by 2 goals. Great plays on. That is a magnificent smother from Simpson, and it forces the turnover. Murphy, though, kicks to O'Halpin. He's got to beat a couple here. Collingwood should win out, but the big Irishman did beautifully. Won the 2-on-1 contest for the Blues. Handballs backwards. It's a shocker to Henderson. He didn't see the tackle coming. Now Collingwood back in the contest. Ball on centre wing. Jumpers flying everywhere. Picked up by Houlihan. Got the handball away to O'Halpin. Again, not a good disposal. Ball spills free. Carlton fans want a free kick for in the back to Houlihan. Umpire lets it go, and now we've got a stalemate.
That could be ball.
It is a bounce on the true centre wing position, southern stand side. 22.25 minutes first term. Collingwood 25, beat Carlton 13.
O'Halpin did really well then and got the ball out to Henderson. And Henderson just needs to have an awareness that this game, you've got to be quick and you've got to move. And he just stood there, had a bit of a party, thought he'd take 5 minutes to move the ball on.
Lights are on at the MCG. Collingwood work it down to Leon at half forward. Fires a handball wide to Cloak. He takes his time. Joseph almost runs him down. He hurries a kick. Cloak. Russell is there for the Blues. Davis comes in. Heap of pressure on him, and he's happy to see the ball out where the arc meets the boundary. 50 out from the Collingwood goal. Collingwood 4-1-25. Carlton 2-1-13. Lockwood scoreboard.
From the throw-in, gathered for Carlton by Scotland. Handballs to Murphy. Southern stand side, half-back flank, gives it off to Lucas. He gives it to Carazzo. Carazzo goes back inside the defensive 50 arc, and now the Blues are going to switch. Kick comes out to the members' side, looking for and finding Garland, who does it. He had it and then lost it. Medhurst into the picture. Now Shaw gives it back to Medhurst, and we'll have a throw-in. Half-forward flank, Pies into attack members' side.
Jace, when you switch play like that, you've switched from one side of your defensive area to the other, right across the ground. You've got to be able to play on and move the ball.
Wellingham gathers clearance, gives it off to Swan, who floats one inside 50. Tough one to mark, but Joseph did particularly well to take that, and he's off and running straight away. Decides to go up the middle, and that's a good kick. Positive football. Mark taken by Bauer. Gives the handball to Murphy. Chip short to Judd.
He's having a rest at half forward quarters. Yep, Nick Maxwell picking him up.
Mark in front of Maxwell.
So the skipper on the skipper. Judd goes to Bauer, who handballs back to Gibbs, where Judd had it a moment ago. Draws a player, handballs over the top to Scotland. Scotland does a little bit of moonwalking, weighs up an option, gives it to Kane Lucas. He gets taken on by McCaffer, but he does well. Inside he goes to Murphy, gets it back again, then takes a couple on. Now kicks to full forward where Betts and O'Brien lurk. O'Brien couldn't take it. Betts goes back, tries to win it off the ground. O'Brien does well. Little handball over the top to Maxwell. It'll sit. Pies have the numbers. Here they go again.
Broke down badly up forward there, Blues. Nothing to kick to. That's why the midfielders had to hold on to it, and in the end, it's resulted in a Collingwood possession. And Sidebottom brings the ball back to the wing. Handballs to Maxwell. Gives it to Tuvey. Tuvey on the left boot. Hacks it to half forward. Not a good kick. Falls into the hand of Gibbs, who goes to half forward for Judd and takes a beautiful mark. He's played on. He's caught by Johnson, but managed to get the handball away to Lucas, who does a 360 and then coughs it up straight to Pendlebury, who gives the handball to Maxwell. Now the Pies on the counter-attack. The Collingwood captain pumps it long. Medhurst is there, so is Davis. Davis being held by Joseph. Davis front and centre, tapped it to himself. Now got the handball out to Beams. Finds some space, runs to 50, kicks for goal, but misses to the left and gets it behind for his efforts. It's Collingwood 4-2-26, Carlton 2-1-13. Double the score now, the Magpies. 25 and a half minutes gone, first term, Triple M Lockwood scoreboard.
Pies by 13. The Blues work it to the members' side wing. Little handball over the top to Cruiser is good by Simpson. He goes back to Scotland. Scotland now on the left. Kick to the running Armfield. Might sit for him. Does. Armfield runs to 50. Lace out. Perfect kick to Houlihan. Well, he missed one earlier, so he decides to dish it off to O'Halpin, who would say isn't the best set shot at the Carlton Football Club, but he's directly in front.
Interesting decision.
30 metres out. 26 place 13. Pies have it by 13. 2 minutes to play, first term Lockwood scoreboard.
It's a big kick for the Blues. They need to get some benefit from all the ball they've had forward. Still leading the inside 50s 12-11, but it's 4 goals to 2 against them. Need a good kick, and it was a lack of confidence from Houlihan that caused him to pass it.
5-4 from set shots this year.
Watch the celebration.
11-8 overall for Satant. The crowd says Satant has kicked his first for the afternoon. He's kicked the Blues third. Brings it back to 7 points. Collingwood 4-2-26. Carlton 3-1-19. Lockwood scoreboard, a minute and a half to play, first term.
As he dances too, good on you, Satant. Beautiful kick. He made sure he showed the others how to do it, and the Blues are getting their hands on the ball, and it's just a matter of making sure they really take care as they go inside 50. Use the spare players, because they are getting a few spare players floating around, but they're just going to run in numbers, run and carry, fast movement, beautiful play, and the big Irishman shows everyone else how to kick a footy.
Carlton draft stats, leading ball winners for the Blues 10 each to Murphy and Judd. Pies are winning the centre square clearances 5-1.
Michael Roberts.
Brett Ratton down here on the boundary line having a good go at Ryan Houlihan. Came off after that, but really gobbing off at that player.
Wonder why?
No idea. Absolutely no idea, Q.
Collingwood work it to half forward, but Carlton win it. Carazzo handballs to Simpson. Now Carazzo gets it back. Slick play by the Blues. He handballs off to Yaron, who puts the foot on the accelerator. Poor kick though to O'Halpin. He's drilled into the ground by Brown. Umpire says play on. Now it spills free. Betts has a crack at it. Comes to McCaffrey. Gives the handball to Jolly. And the big ruckman just gets the kick in the nick of time before he's run down. He goes to half forward. Bauer running back with the flight of the ball courageously. Gets it now. He's got Simpson on short on the members' wing. And that's who he finds. So Simpson takes the mark and plays on. Simpson goes short and he finds his captain Judd at half forward.
50 seconds to play. 26 plays 19. 7 points to Pies lead by. Skipper Judd has it on the wing in front of Robbo. Broadcast side. Couple of options, not completely crowded. Over the top he goes. Floating ball. Tough. Henderson there. O'Brien back with a flight. Balls to Betts. Gives it to Yaron. Yaron hits the post. Wasn't far out, probably 20 metres, almost directly in front. 6 point lead now. It is 4-2 playing 3-2. Pies lead. 25 seconds to play, first term Lockwood scoreboard.
Handball receives in the midfield. Carlton are going at 48 to Collingwood 20.
Bad miss from Yaron as Collingwood bring it along the members' side looking for Thomas. The kick was from Wellingham. Thomas couldn't take the mark. McCaffrey's there. He's bowled over. Now picked up by Armfield. Gives the handball to Simpson, who goes back into the corridor. And Carazzo's got it on the half volley. Good hands as he gets it to Gibbs. He's tackled by Davis. Picked up by Judd. Tackled when he didn't have it. Umpire says play on. In there is whistle now. Siren's gone, has it? What's happened here? Yep, siren sound. Didn't even hear the siren. It's so loud here.
Big crowd.
Did not even hear the siren. It must be.
How many, Stuart? You're the best at this in the business.
I reckon, what do you reckon, quarters about 80,000?
No, don't defer. You've been off by 80 or something last
I reckon we've got about, at the moment, 88.
What do you say, Stuart?
I'll go for 82.
Round the grounds for the TAC, Stuart.
Early stages, third quarter. In fact, it's just started right now as we speak. We've got the Cats leading the Tigers by 68 points, 85-17.
So quarter time here at the MCG. Collingwood 4-2-26, lead Carlton 3-2-20 for the Pies. Singles to Medhurst, Pendlebury, Sidebottom and Dawes, while the goal scorers for Carlton, Murphy, Yaron and O'Halpin. Thanks to McDonald's, Triple M rocks Sunday football.
This quarter was brought to you by Lockwood. When it comes to security, there's no substitute for Lockwood.
For McDonald's.
Triple M rocks football.
Hi, it's Eddie Maguire from Triple M's Hot Breakfast. It's the place for the inside word on football.
Nathan Brown is with us. Leon Davis might be having a fitness test. If you're doing your selections now, you might want to factor Leon Davis might be in. I've got a very good source at Collingwood. I don't know.
He actually couldn't do a goal-kicking comp that he was meant to do yesterday with Didac and Medhurst.
Ed's just looking very stony-faced now. He gets upset every now and then, and he's just giving you the glare.
We're back tomorrow from 6 o'clock. Get the inside word on Melbourne every day.
Whoever you are, whatever you do,
we put the U in CGU.
3D TV has arrived at Harvey Norman. Come in store now for a 3D TV experience. See how 3D TV can create the ultimate home theatre experience. Stunning pictures, awesome surround sound. You simply must experience 3D TV. Harvey Norman, the 3D TV destination. Come and talk to our expert staff about the latest in home entertainment. 3D TV has arrived at Harvey Norman now. Come in store today for a 3D TV experience. Harvey Norman, the 3D TV destination.
Signs you love apples. You insist on getting to the core of every problem. You think there's one thing wrong with toffee apples. The toffee. You visited the Big Apple 32 times. You forbid people from calling it the forbidden fruit. The apple of your eye is an apple. And you have your eye firmly fixed on McDonald's for dinner, where you can get 4 hot apple pies for just $4.95 with any family dinner box. Available from 5 to 11 p.m. at participating restaurants for a limited time only. So how do you like them apples?
G'day, Dave here from Dial Before You Dig. Since I started working here, my mates always call me before they do anything. They dial before they eat, they dial before they drink, and they even dial before they think. But all they really need to do is dial before they dig. With new pipes and cables going into the ground every day, the consequences of injury, death, or financial ruin are too great to risk. Lodge an inquiry online at 1100.com.au or call 1100.
Thank you so much. No problem. Just cinema 4 on the left. Thanks so much, guys. Just cinema 4. Right now, if you join Crown Signature Club, or if you're already a member, you have a chance to instantly win a movie ticket to Crown Village Cinemas or Gold Class. They're giving away like a gajillion tickets every day until the 2nd of May. Thanks so much, guys. Just cinema 4 on the left. Thank you. The Crown Signature Club Film Festival. Find out more when you come in next or when you sign up. Thank you so much, guys.
Competition terms and conditions apply. Visit crownmelbourne.com.au for details. Vic permit number 10927, gajillion, not a real number.
Yeah, but there's like heaps.
It started in a small factory in Footscray, Victoria, survived a factory fire and a world war, and grew into an Australian icon. Lockwood Locks have secured our homes for over 75 years, so chances are the lock on your dad's door and his dad's before him was a Lockwood. Today, Lockwood has a new generation of locks that'll keep your family safe and secure now and in the future. Trust Lockwood Locks, because if you haven't locked up with Lockwood, have you really locked up?
Are you building or renovating? Want the absolute best price on big brands? Bourne Bathroom and Kitchen's Big Brand Sale is the answer. Full ceramic designer toilet suites were $220, now a crazy $129. Designer kitchen sink mixers were $100, now a crazy $29. Bourne's huge showrooms are filled with major brands. Caroma, Villeroy and Bock, Methven, Dorf, all heavily discounted. Rush into Bourne Bathrooms right now for big brand deals. Keysborough, Flemington, Heathmont, Faulkner and Clifton Hill. Go to bournebathrooms.com.au.
For McDonald's.
Triple M rocks football.
This quarter is brought to you by Penrite, a better class of oil used by a better class of mechanic.
Quarter time at the MCG in front of a crowd which has got to be close to 90,000, I reckon. It's Collingwood 4-2-26 leading Carlton 3-2-20. You know it's a big crowd when you can't even hear the siren go at quarter time.
I'm a bit disappointed with Chewy's gone 82.
No, it's more than that. Collingwood, for the goal scorers are Medhurst, Pendlebury, Sidebottom and Dawes, while for Carlton the scorers are Murphy, Yarran and O'Halpin, with those magnificent, cool, cold Carlton draft stats. Looking forward to having a couple of those tonight, Stewart. Fire away.
Definitely. Judd leads the way with 11 disposals, 10 each to Murphy, Simpson and Carazzo. And for the Magpies, leading ball winner is Maxwell with 9.
Chew's view's gone to your head, 82,000.
For Chew's view is nearly now. Chew hasn't got a clue.
It was very disappointing, Chew's view last night.
It was it?
Yeah, didn't like it at all.
Look out for next week.
No, the first two were good, but like Hawthorn, he's got ahead of himself.
Mate, a lot of horses get second up syndrome.
Very soft last night.
Well, Spud whacked me over the head last week.
What was it over last night?
Length. Sorry?
What was it over last night?
Crowds were rocking football.
Yeah, that's boring. For Carlton Draft Brewery Fresh Facts, visit carltondraft.com.au.
Well, we certainly got what we wanted here in the first quarter. It's a terrific contest. They're getting plenty of the ball, Carlton. They just haven't made the most of it going forward, but it's really still going to be an arm wrestle at this stage. Neither side really able to establish an ascendancy.
Down to Robbo.
No breeze at all. It was up this morning, but it's actually dropped right away. Perfect conditions now, boys.
Umpire bounces in the middle of the MCG. Start of the second term.
Collingwood, free kick to Luke Ball.
Well, you heard the umpire. Free kick to Luke Ball in the middle. Collingwood kicking to the punt road end. Shaw making a heap of space. Luke Ball now off a couple of steps. Goes to half forward. Side bottom is there. Chris Dawes marks. Basically unattended, unchecked. We'll go back and try and kick another. He's had 2 set shots. One terrific. One no good at all.
Once again, it was just his body use. He just said, right, I'm going to push you out of the way, use my strength, and was able to get so much space for himself and just take a very easy mark.
So Chris Dawes will kick from just on 50, not a heap of angle. First one was tough, he put it straight through the middle. Second one was simple, he almost hit his kneecap with it. Third one is on the way, one behind only. So he's mixed them up a little this afternoon. And it is the Pies by 7 points. 4-3-27, Carlton 3-2-20. And as always, that is on the Penrite All scoreboard.
Nevertheless, encouraging signs for the Pies, Jason, with Dawes getting his hands on the footy.
Well, they needed a key forward to do it. Travis Cloke struggled thus far this year, but Chris Dawes certainly looking dangerous today.
Carlton work out of defence as Russell kicks to the members' side, half-back line, looking for Big Cruiser, can't find him, swooping his bets. But he handballed straight to Tuvey. That was a bad mistake. Tuvey gives it to Swan. Handballs over to McCaffrey, gives it to Shaw. That's a great smother by Betts. And it's a throw in. No, it's still in play. Well, Dawes handballs to Tuvey. Everyone stopped. Side bottom now gives it back to Swan, who went without it. Now Tuvey back into the picture. It's inside Collingwood's attacking 50 at the punt road end, members' side of the ground. Didak, little toe poke towards the forward pocket. Oh, beautifully done by Swan. Got it over the ball. Left foot snap is magnificent. Beautiful slick hands from Swan, and ball finished off the work. That is a cranking goal.
First goal was a Pies.
Is it? 5-3-33 Collingwood. Carlton 3-2-20 on the Triple M Penrite Oil scoreboard. Robbo.
Luke Ball, so fortunate. I'm right in line with that boundary. That ball went over by at least a foot.
Everyone stopped, didn't they, Robbo?
Yeah, Q, it actually went over and bounced a foot over, cleared the line and everything. He's lucky, Ball.
But you got to play to the whistle, and that's what Collingwood did, and they've got a goal out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at the OPSM replay, and Dane Swan, take a bow. He knew players were coming at him. He just had to put his body on the line, and he did what was needed when it was your turn. And centre clearance is Collingwood a 7, Carlton 1. They need to lift in that area.
5-3-33 Collingwood, Carlton 3-2-20, 13-point margin, played just on 2.5 minutes. Second term, Penrite All scoreboard. Blues a chance out of the middle here. Bauer to Cruiser, who took it as he was sort of falling, and a heap of Pies jumped on top of him. Basically in the middle of the MCG. Lights are on, big crowd. Chu says 82, everyone says more. But Chu, more often than not, is right, and we stand by. Umpire bounces in the middle again. Little fist comes from Jolly. Favours McCaffer. McCaffer's on the ground. McLean on top of him. Now a chance. Murphy goes and wins it. Couldn't take it cleanly. Somehow Shaw gives it to Davis, who gives it to Swan, who kicks to half forward. Bouncing ball. Medhurst knocks it to Dawes. Dawes flings it back. Little chance for Thomas. 35 out. Directly in front. Daisy Thomas. Around the corner he goes. Terrific snap. Terrific finish. His first of the afternoon. Pies back-to-back goals in this second term. Margin suddenly 19 points.
He becomes very dangerous now. And we saw Heath Shaw involved there, getting the ball out from the middle of the ground. But Houlihan would have been told by Ratton, your number one job is to be a defensive forward. You have to stop him having any input in this game. And he won't be happy with Shaw getting his hands on the ball. Just great play. They outnumbered the Blues, and a beautiful snap from Thomas.
A couple of nice nominations there for the Triple M Karcher goal of the day. Ball first and then Thomas.
Danger signs for the Blues. They've been riding this game, and all of a sudden they find their score doubled by Collingwood. Got to kick back with the next couple.
Got to get their hands on the football in the middle. Jolly the tap. Judd's in there trying to do just that, but Wellingham won the hard ball for Collingwood. Beautifully done. Puts the Magpies back inside, attacking 50 at the punt road end, and we'll have a throw in 45 metres out from the Pies goal.
Bit of a Bronx cheer for the boundary umpire there.
Round
Same
the grounds for the TAC Ash.
That was Robbo.
Quarters, we've got the Cats leading the Tigers by 73 points, 10 minutes into the third quarter.
Jolly and Cruiser. Jolly knocks it. No one really wins it. Then Cruiser goes and knocks it after it bounces. Goes as far as Swan. Little toe poke at goal to side bottom. Bauer drops in front of him. Intercepts. Handball not great. Chance for White. Picks it up. Gives it to Judd. It goes to Russell. Russell gets a bit of protection from Bauer and gets it around the corner and almost down to the wing. Bouncing ball. Betts couldn't control it. Murphy gives support. Boundary line beats all players. 75 around from the Pies goal. They kick the first two in this second term. They lead by 19. 39 plays 20. We've just played 5 minutes on the Penrite All scoreboard.
Jolly the tap. Didak against Betts. They both took their eye off the ball and bumped into each other. Carazzo picked it up. He's had the ball pinned to his chest by Willingham and Didak and will have a bounce. Slightly into Collingwood's attacking half at the punt road end on the members' side of the ground. The Magpies lead by 19 points. 5.5 gone second term. Fraser won the ruck contest, but his handball went straight to Houlihan. Gave it to Carazzo. Handballs to Judd. Now gives it to Murphy. He's mowed down, picked up by Pendlebury, gives it to Maxwell. Quick left foot kick to half forward. Side bottom got a bad bounce. Gibbs won the ball for Carlton. Handballs to Carazzo. Gives it to Cruiser. He's run down by Fraser. Spills to side bottom. He's wrapped up by Gibbs and Joseph. Umpire having a close look at this and says, I shall bounce. And that's the right decision.
That's where the improvements come from Collingwood. Just their defensive pressure. When they don't have the football, they're able to harass opposition sides and win it back.
Cruiser and Fraser go up. Ends up 0-all draw. Fraser goes and picks up the loose ball. Off one step, fires it inside 50. Davis is there as his cloak. Cloak comes across the face. Couldn't grab it. Went through his hands, spilt the ground. And Gibbs ends up with it. He ends up underneath the pack and the umpire bounce. 45 out from the Collingwood goal. 45 to Gregor, favouring the members' side. 39 Collingwood, Carlton 20. Played just on 6.5. Second term Penrite All scoreboard.
Fraser the tap. 45 out from the Magpies goal, another bounce.
Just kept a close eye on Judd throughout this match. Wellington went to him, then Swan, then Thomas. Now Maxwell when he went for a rest. Now Johnson's on him.
Fraser the tap though went straight to McLean, who goes short, and a good strong mark taken by Murphy in front of Shaw. Murphy goes short and sideways. Taken by Bauer. Now peeling off here is White. So here's an opportunity for the Blues. White's got about 30 metres on his nearest opponent. Got to use the ball well here. This is the key. He kicks to O'Halpin. Couldn't take the mark, but handballs back to White, who drills it towards Henderson. Not getting much out of him at the moment. Well done by Brown. Little left foot kicks clever to Thomas. Hard one to control though. Into the picture comes Yaron. He can't get it either. Picked up by Maxwell. Handballs over to Beams. Beams gives it back to Thomas. Half back flank. Southern stand side of the ground. Pies kick to the wing. No mark to Bauer. Picked up by Cloak. He's tackled by Judd. Spills to Shaw. Shaw gives it over to Beams. Beams on the right boot. Goes to half forward looking for Medhurst. Just leaves his opponent under the ball but ran out of room. Got to throw in 50 metres out from Collingwood's goal.
19-point margin. Collingwood, first two of the second term. Lights on, grey overhead, no rain forecast. Jacobs and Josh Fraser. Fraser wins it. Russell receives, gives a little ball to Scotland, who's in between fullback and centre-half back. Marks in front of McCaffer.
No options, Jason. They're not working half,
but this is where Collingwood is so good at closing down as you bring the ball out of defence.
6-0 inside 50s this quarter so far. Collingwood's way. Blues work it to the outer side wing.
Their ability to take up space defensively, Collingwood's as good as any team in the competition.
Carazzo goes backwards to half-back, finds Gibbs, who goes to centre-half-back and finds Bauer. So a bit of trouble at the moment for the Blues working inside 50. Bauer runs, ends up in the middle of the ground, giving it to White, who goes to Scotland. They might lose it here. Scotland handball over the top. Gibbs, good. Ducks and weaves, goes backwards to Scotland. Handball not great. Gets wrapped up on the wing outer side. The Pies hold it up. Blues had it. Couldn't work it through. Lost it. There'll be a bounce. Outer side wing. 8 played. 39 Collingwood, Carlton 20.
Carlton draft stats. The Blues average 165 handballs a game. They've already racked up 95 at the 9-minute mark of the second quarter.
Jacobs against Fraser. Jacobs got the tap.
Great tap.
Was a great tap. Picked up by Judd. Good tackle on him. Ball spills free. Murphy's in there. He's bumped by Maxwell. Murphy has another crack. Forces it inside Carlton's 50. Houlihan almost threw it out towards Henderson. Gets it. Tackled by Thomas. Now Tuvey. He's drilled into the ground and another heavy tackle, and the umpire says, I'll bounce. 45 out from Carlton's goal at the City, and boy do the Blues need a goal. They trail by 19 points. 9.5 into the second term. Ball hits the turf. Fraser gets the tap. Left foot squeeze kick by McCaff is good. Finds side bottom. On the left boot, kicks towards Cloak. Wrestling with Bauer. Good one-on-one contest, that one. Coming through to win the ball for the Blues is Russell. Gives it off to Lucas, who handles back to Russell, who switches to Jamison. Jamison now decides to go right up the middle, looking for McLean, but the kick's offline, and taking the diving mark is Pendlebury.
I don't mind that, Quarters. I know it's a turnover,
Yeah,
but
went
at
up the
least he's trying to come through the middle of the ground, take the game on. You're going to make mistakes, but good play.
Pendlebury switches it to Beams, outer side wing, kicks inside 50. Cloak leads and marks. Perfect kick from Beams. He'll kick from about 35. Tough angle. He's other side of the boundary line, but it favours his left boot. Gloves coming off.
You nearly prefer him having these, Travis Cloak, than the ones directly in front. No pressure on him. You're not expected to kick them, but this would be a real thorn in the side of Carlton if he kicks it. I mean, their scoring's just ground to a halt.
He plays on, opens up the angle, comes round and misses one behind.
How lucky was Paul Bauer there? He wasn't paying attention.
Not only that, Cloak played on over the boundary line. Surely that
you're allowed to do that.
throw-in.
You're allowed to do that as long as you go in the one direction, a straight line.
20-point lead, 6-4-40. Collingwood 3-2-20. Carlton, Penrite all scoreboard.
McLean takes a juggling mark in the back pocket. How many for McLean, Ash Stewart?
Just the 4 Carlton grass outs.
Oh, shocking. That is shocking. Play on. Medhurst takes the interception and runs into an open goal and kicks it. Bad kick by McLean.
And he runs straight off.
Yeah, Medhurst intercepted it, and he's just stood there, and a couple of Collingwood teammates said, "Play on, mate, play on." So he did just that and rammed it home. McLean comes off holding his head down. Terrible mistake from an experienced player. And 11.5 minutes gone in the second term. It's all Collingwood here on the Triple M Penrite Oil scoreboard. The Pies are 7-4-46. Carlton stagnant 3-2-20. The margin now blown out to 26 points as we go around the grounds. Ash Stewart.
Geelong leading the Tigers by 86 points. The Cats 16-9-105 to Richmond 2-7-19. Podsy Adley 4 majors.
Oh, big
He could win the Coleman.
The Pod.
Well, he could. Going in the right way about it, but McLean there, Medhurst just teased him, said go on, kick it there, there's a man there, and just read the play beautifully.
Back in the middle, 2 big guys go up at it. Wellingham knocks the ball forward, then kicks it to 50, goes over Dawes' head. Jamison combines with Lucas, who switches the ball, broadcast side, puts it in front of Scotland, who's got to be good, goes to ground, gets ripped off it by Johnson, combines with Daisy Thomas. Umpire though has found a free kick. It'll go back to Heath Scotland, I think.
Chris, line him up, please. Chris, line him up, please. Free kick's been paid earlier, Chris. Back to Heath, please. Back to Heath, please. Thank you. Time back on.
Beautiful manners from the umpire, talking to Chris about Heath Scotland, who'd been given the free kick. He goes backwards to Bauer, half-back flank, who switches it to Kane Lucas. In between fullback and centre half-back, switches it now to the outer side.
No.
Kick, only ordinary. Jamison had to try and block it, went through. He goes back and wins the ball. Left foot is good to Simpson, who marks. Outer side wing. Little handball over the top to the running Gibbs. Stops, gets corralled by Swan, has to choose Murphy. The 2 number 1 draft picks combined. Why do they go now? Little kick to White. White's kick to half forward, very good to Satanta. He plays on. Kick terrible, finds Tuvey. Pies will rebound through Johnson. Brings it to the wing. Over the top, kick, good. Now a chance for Ball to find an option.
Not looking good for the Blues. They just can't get their hands on the ball in the forward 50. As Wellingham handballs to Johnson. He goes short to Dawes. 65 out from goal. Dawes takes the mark. The lead's on. It's Medhurst. Overcooked the kick though, and chipping in to take the mark is Simpson. Simpson to Gibbs by hand, who handballs to Russell, who goes in the middle. It's marked by Cruiser. Gives it off back to the run of Gibbs. It's a poor handball towards Murphy. Just pumped out on the way by Maxwell. Shorter handballs over to Medhurst. He's wrapped up by Armfield. Ball yells the crowd. Umpire says I'll bounce. Almost in the middle of the MCG. 14 gone second term. Collingwood lead Carlton by 26 points.
Yeah, totally outplaying him at the moment, Collingwood. Just zoning really well when they don't have the footy. They're forcing the Blues wide, and they're allowing too many Collingwood players to push back and win the ball back.
Carlton work it inside their 50. Brown against O'Halpin. Brown kept his feet. Gathers in the back pocket for the Pies. Handballs to Reid. Reid now switches to the Members side. Beautiful kick and finds ball. He's got a loose man on Members wing and it's side bottom. In fact, make that Tuvey. Tuvey takes the mark. Plays on straight away. Handballs to Didak. Didak now on the left boot, kicks towards Davis at half forward. Beautiful kick by Didak. Davis couldn't mark. Davis though taps it back to Didak, who runs to 48 and kicks a magnificent goal.
Well done.
Triple M Karcher goal of the day. You won't see any better than that at the MCG this afternoon. Alan Didak, exquisite skills. And the Magpies go further ahead at the G. 15 minutes gone, second term. And the Penrite Oil scoreboard, Collingwood 8-4-52, Carlton 3-2-20.
Genuinely hard seeing the Blues getting back into the contest from here. This is just a dominant performance by the Pies. They're smashing them around the clearances. The takeaways are extraordinary. The possessions are just very one-sided at the moment. It's funny, though, when you look at the team possessions, Carlton's
getting a chance.
All of the back half, though.
Yeah.
They're getting a chance.
And they're all under pressure.
Yeah.
And they're creating turnovers at half back. They swarm as a group, Collingwood, when they haven't got the footy, and that creates the turnovers.
So the Pies led by 6 points at quarter time. Right now it's 32 points. They've kicked the last 4 goals, all 4 of this second term. Blues a chance now though. Ends up with Cruiser. Dishes to Judd. Runs inside 50. Handball over the top, intercepted by Wellingham. And the Pies will rebound this Collingwood attack. Little combination. McCaffer to Beams to the outer side. Kick is good to side bottom. Takes his time. Little kick over the top to Ball. Bit of a floater, hard for Ball. Jamison gets his 50 and goes over the boundary line as we go round the grounds for the TAC. What's happening at the Cattery Tour?
Well, it's the Cats leading the Tigers by 92 points. Geelong 18-9, 117 to Richmond 3-7, 25. Rewald has kicked 3-2 out of the 3-7 for Richmond.
Thrown at half forward for Collingwood. Ball spills to Scotland. Drop the ball, regain it again, gives it to Jamison, he's under pressure, spilt the Beams, side bottom, handballs to Didak, to Ball, runs to 30, and kicks another one.
Who's second?
It's raining goals for Collingwood at the MCG, they are smashing the Blues. It's just about game over, I hate to say it. Can't see the Blues getting back in the contest. Collingwood playing too well. 9-4-58. Carlton still on 3-2-20. The margin's blown out to 38 points. 17 minutes gone, second term.
It's all to do with defensive pressure again. Yep. They were able to win the ball. And the difference between the two sides, Alan Didak, you get a half forward who uses the ball so well by hand and by foot. But he was able to run into space, get it to Luke Ball, and Luke Ball just said, how good is this? I've got space in front of me. I'm going to kick my second for Collingwood, and they are absolutely dominating, Jace, and the Blues need to take more risks and start using the ball better.
This is impressive, I've got to tell you.
Ball plays 150th game in a couple of weeks, and he'll play it as a Pie. The Blues rebound this time. They send it to the outer side wing. A chance for Garlett. Lose it. McCaffer picks it up, sends it out over the boundary line. 9-4-58. Carlton 3-2-20. 38-point lead to the Pies.
The Carlton draft stats, 83% of Carlton's disposals have been in the back half of the ground this quarter.
83% of them.
52 out of 63.
Throw in Jacobs, the tap towards Garlett. Got it to Houlihan, gives it back to Garlett. Right foot kick inside 50. Again, it's poor delivery. No, Halpin too slow. Swooping is Reid for Collingwood. Kicks the ball beautifully to the members' wing. It's marked by Medhurst. Thomas is running hard to half forward, but Medhurst decides to go longer to Cloak, who's got to beat a couple. Thomas front and centre, gets the football. You saw that coming. He handballs back to Cloak magnificently. Cloak in the forward pocket, kicks towards goal. It's across the face and only a point. Exciting, scintillating play from Collingwood.
They need to be better there, the Blues, because Henderson dropped back as a spare man and they outnumbered Cloak there, yet Cloak was able to bring the ball forward to Thomas. Not good enough from the Blues players. They need to be more desperate. When you're outnumbering a team, you've got to make sure you win the footy.
Magpies by 39 points, 19 minutes gone, second turn.
Henderson to Jacobs on the wing, kicks back to centre half back where he finds Gibbs. Gibbs holds the ball up, 8 minutes to play. Crowd doesn't seem to like it too much.
No, what Bryce Gibbs is trying to do is say to his teammates, we've got to stop the run on here. We've got to slow things down because it's all Collingwood. But it's the last thing the crowd wants to see when you're trailing by 6 goals is one of the players hold the ball up and say, slow it down.
They work it to the outer side. And Simpson has it in between half-back and wing. Little kick to Carazzo, wing proper.
It's just a little bit of possession football. To just deny Collingwood the footy for a minute or two, slow the game down, stop the run on of goals.
Carazzo backwards, finds Henderson.
Crowd doesn't like it. You can understand what they're trying to do.
Half-back to full-back now where Bauer has it. He's got White as an option, so they've moved it from full-back out to the wing, back to full-back, and they'll start to switch it again here to the outer side, but they've kept possession, as Jason said, to Bauer. He now runs, finds a loose option. They might have an opportunity to run here. Carrazzo looks down the line, kicks on the left, kick is good to Garlett. He drops and marks it, spills it over.
They actually did that very well then. That should have been marked by Garlett. They should have been going inside 50.
Jace, one thing to look at, the play-ons. You'd think coming into this match, the Blues would want to play on at all times, but
With their
it's
leg
been
speed,
Collingwood,
yeah,
21 to Carlton 12.
Collingwood's run Carlton off their feet.
Wellingham handballs to Pendlebury, gives it to Beams. Half-back Southern stand side. Beams handballs over to Swan. Swan tries to find McCaffrey, but intercepting is Lucas, who gives it to McLean. Chips to the centre-half forward and finds Houlihan. Houlihan handballs back off to, I think it's Lucas, who kicks into the forward pocket. And a good diving mark. Taken by Satanta, who plays on and runs into the open goal and kicks it. Man,
that was terrifying.
He's kicked the goal. Well done by young Kane Lucas too. Good job there. And Carlton finally get the goal they so desperately needed. Collingwood 9-5-59. Carlton move on to 4-2-26. The margin 33 points at the 21-minute mark, second term. Triple M Penrite Oil scoreboard.
Take your hat off to Satanta Halpin. Was never going to get there to this ball. His ability to get that, ride the bump on the ground, take the mark. I'm sure there wasn't a person at the ground that didn't have their heart in his mouth when he played on, but he knew what he was doing. It was cool. Just poked through a little low drop punt from the angle. A much needed goal is a massive understatement.
And he's kicked 2 of their 4 goals.
Yeah, he's done well.
So good effort.
9-5-59. Carlton 4-2-26. 6.5 minutes to play. Second term Penrite All scoreboard.
Need some clearances, the Blues.
In the middle, Jacobs works it out, but it falls just to ground. Ends up with Beams receiving it, giving it to Sidebottom. The youngsters combine. Sidebottom runs inside 50, fires at goal. One behind only to the Pies. 60 plays, 26, 34-point margin, 6 minutes to play. Second term Penrite All scoreboard.
Nevertheless, it was quick and slick by the Pies out of the middle once again.
Yeah, another centre clearance quarters for Carlton. Draft 11-2. The centre clearance is in favour of Collingwood.
We saw a domination like that last night. Essendon over the Hawks, and it's continuing here today. Chris Judd marks in the back pocket. Short passes on, and it comes off. Finds White. He marks right on the defensive 50 arc.
It was a brave kick by Judd, but that's what you got to do. You know, he's a player with confidence and he takes it on. So beautiful kick. And now they go wide again. I don't understand it.
Collingwood got a great zone on here. Scotland at half-back member's side drives it down the line. It's all Collingwood here. No mark though, taken by Reid. Quick kick out of the pack to half forward. O'Brien read the play nicely. Got the world's worst bounce. That allows O'Halpin into the picture. Big Satanta kicks towards goal. Marking beautifully as Yaron play on. Goal to Carlton, but you've got to feel for Harry O'Brien. He backed himself. Got a horrible bounce. And fortunately for Carlton, O'Halpin found himself with a football and his kick was good. He set up Yaron for another goal for Carlton. So it's Collingwood 60, the Blues 32. The margin cut back to 28 points at the 23-minute mark, second quarter.
90% of the time, you play in front like that, and he was probably 20 metres in front of O'Halpin, and he was just trying to read the play, but it was just a shocking bounce. You certainly wouldn't have that happen to you again today, but you got to take your luck when it comes your way, and all of a sudden, we thought the Blues were out of it, game over and done with. But they've got a sniff. They've got about 5 minutes to go. If they can get a couple more goals, Jace, all of a sudden, they're back in the ball game.
Carlton draft stats leading ball winners for the Blues. 17 to Bauer, 16 to Judd. For the Magpies, 13 to Wellingham.
Back-to-back goals for the Blues, and here they come again. Judd wins it out of the middle, a chance. It goes long. Satant is there.
Didn't have it.
The ball. Umpire will give him a free kick.
And 50. Is he going to pay it?
No, he's not. Couldn't hear the whistle. No.
He heard you, Jace.
He said couldn't hear the whistle. But Satanta O'Halpin is bringing Carlton back into the game. He's kicked a goal, set one up for Yaron. Now a chance of kicking another one. And if they can go in only 20-odd points down, that is a massive win for Carlton because they have been dominated in this quarter of football.
He had 11 coming in. He's kicked a couple already this afternoon for the Blues. He started the season on fire. 3-4-2, 1-1, and then today 2 already. So Satan from that terrible putting distance.
Oh, he'll kick it.
You expect it to be going in the hole. This is tough. 28-point margin. Satanta, the Irishman. 4.5 to play. The Irish jiggles in. He pokes at it. Oh, Satanta's 3. The margin. It's cut back to 22 points after getting out to 38.
39, I think.
39 was at the leading height.
Never looked like missing Big Satant. And look, the thing about the Blues and Big Satanta are helping is he just competes, and that's all you want from a big guy in the forward line. Just compete, put pressure on, bring the ball forward, and he gets the free kick. I'll tell you what, this Irishman's only learnt to kick 5 years ago, and he's showing everyone, including other teams that aren't watching today, this is how you kick an Aussie rules football.
No surprise that it came from a rare centre clearance by the Blues either, that goal.
So nice little mini fight back here by Carlton, but they've still got a bit of work to do as it's bounced back in the centre. Fraser got the tap. Gathered for the Blues though by the promising Lucas, who on the left boot kicks to half forward to Houlihan against Shaw. Oh, Shaw too good here. Grabs the football, handballs over to Wellingham. Too good. Too good by Shaw. But then it's lost by the Toomey for Collingwood. Judd kicks towards O'Halpin. Can't take the mark against Reid. Big Satanta has another crack as he dispossesses O'Brien. Ball comes back to O'Halpin, almost threw it out. Now O'Brien from Collingwood in the half-back line. Gives it off to Thomas, who kicks it to Fraser. Can't take the mark, lost his footing. Jacobs for Carlton grabs it. Fed out the handball to McLean. McLean's got a handball on to Murphy. Bang! Big tackle by Swan. Umpire calls play on. Socket off the ground by Swan. Back to the wing. Dawes is there, got to beat a couple. Can't. Little toe poke towards Fraser. Good tackle. Great tackle by Joseph, who pile drives Fraser into the turf. Umpire will bounce. 3/4 time down at Skills Stadium, Ash Chua.
Cats by 91 points over Richmond. Geelong 19-10, 124. Richmond 4-9-33.
Podsyardley has 5, 3.5 to play here. 22-point margin, was 39 at one point. Blues have kicked the last 3. Ball trickles over the boundary line in front of us broadcast side. Jolly off. Fraser comes and has a sit down. Send us a text 1999 1051. What are your thoughts on this match? Can the Blues make their way back into it? We thought they were dead and buried. Last 3 go to the Blues. 3 minutes 15 to play in this first half. 60 plays 38. Pies a chance. Work it into the middle. Now a handball over the top to Didak. Didak fires it. Goal from 30. He does not miss. Didak, clever. He has a couple. 3 minutes to play. 66 plays 38. Full scoreboard 10-6, 66. Carlton 6-2, 38. Back out to 28 points. Triple M Penrite all scoreboard.
Exactly what you don't want as a side when Didak gets the footy and runs towards goal. You just know it's going to go through. But it was a great front and square from Steele's side bottom. He was just in the right spot. He said, right, it's going to come forward. I'll get it. And Pendlebury, he's having another terrific game. 9 touches so far and just showing his absolute class.
Bounce down to the middle. It'll be Jolly against Cruiser. Cruiser leaps over the top and got the tap. Now the ball's a hot one in the middle. Finally one out by Simpson, but doesn't get a clear kick away. Cruiser has another crack. Good hard ball win by McCaffer. Puts Collingwood to half forward. Dawes is there for the Magpies. There's a couple of blue baggers there. One of them is White as he handballs to Lucas. Lucas caught. Handballs back to White. Good shepherd off the ball by Joseph. Allows White to kick back inside Carlton's 50. Houlihan wrestling. Ball comes to Betts. Hemmed in on the boundary line. Handballs back to Simpson, who from 50 doesn't blaze away.
Great vision.
Shorts it to Murphy, and Murphy will go back and have a shot from a slight angle 45 metres out from goal.
All shots on the OPSM replay screen, the Collingwood box. Mick Moldhouse not happy. He knows that they're a chance of shutting Carlton out, but if they kick a late one and get back to that 3 inside 4 goal margin, they're still going to have a sniff.
Simpson could have had a shot there too, but just great vision.
Mark Murphy averaging a goal a game. He's already kicked one in this match. Drop putt on its way is right through the middle. Beautiful kick. So Carlton gets its 7th goal, and it's 22 points the margin at the 29-minute mark of the second term. Collingwood 10-6, 66. Carlton 7-2, 44.
Well, they look like a different side. They look like a different side because they're winning the ball out of the centre at times. They're starting to link up and run in numbers. And that was just super play by Cade Simpson. He could have had a shot, but he just had great vision and said, no, Mark Murphy, I can see you. I'm going to get the ball to you. And just a beautiful kick from Mark Murphy, just showing everyone how it's done.
Carlton draft stats, Lucas, 8 disposals, 3 clearances this quarter, 14 for the game.
Blues have kicked 4 of the last 5. They've got one late. They've still got 1:55 to play. Collingwood 10-6-66. Carlton 7-2-44. Umpire bounces in the middle. A bit of class in the middle for both sides. Scotland ends up getting swung. Ends up firing to Carazzo, who kicks to half forward. Very good from Shaw. Fires it to Murphy. He's kicked a couple this afternoon. Falls to him again. Now a chance for Henderson to receive. Swan there too for the Pies with Pendlebury. Scotland goes and wins the ball. Little handball to Murphy. Gets dragged down. Gives it to Cruiser. Cruiser is going to have a crack, then held off. Fires it back to Carazzo. Gives it to Armfield. He gets wrapped up. Still at half forward for the Blues. Thomas, cool head. Gives it to Johnson. Pies have numbers.
He gives it to Swan, who on the right boot goes to half forward with a beautiful pass. Hits Cloak on the chest, who wheels around. He's got Wellingham out wide. Beautiful kick by Cloak. Also there is Dawes. They can raffle it.
That should be 50. And that's a silly thing to do.
What did he do, Jason?
Well, Simon White just dragged him to the ground, hooked him to the ground in a tackle after he'd taken the mark. Was it White or am I being harsh?
Yeah, you're right.
Lucas? It was White. He's just grabbed Dawes after he took the mark and slung him to the ground, and it makes what wasn't a regulation kick an absolute certainty.
So Dawes will line up for his second and put it right through the middle at the punt road end. And the margin back out to 28 points. We're just under a minute of game time left in this second term.
After you've taken the mark.
Spoke before that Mick Mulhouse wasn't happy. Well, I'll tell you what, that wouldn't make Brett Ratton happy.
Yeah,
they
hurts.
just worked their way back into the contest, giving themselves a sniff, and they give away a silly goal, an easy one in the last minute of play. Red time goals, coaches hate that more than anything else.
A pet hate, absolutely. And, they've done so well to give themselves a little bit of hope, but all of a sudden, could be over.
48 seconds in the second term remaining as we go round the grounds for the TAC.
It's still 3-quarter time. We've got the Cats leading the Tigers by 91 points.
How many for Pods?
Pods, the Adleys kicked 5, Mooney 4.
Pods.
Bloke had him at 500 to 1 for the Coleman.
Did you?
No, I didn't. I wish I had. Cruiser, Jolly. Jolly wins it, knocks it wide. Lucas, though, for the Blues will pick it up. 40-odd seconds to play. Second term, little kick to half forward. Bouncing ball, Simpson can control it. He can, then shrugs the tackle, handballs backwards, no one there for the Blues. Side bottom for the Pies, gets there first. Gives it to Pendlebury. Handball, silky smooth. Pendlebury kicks to half forward, but going back and marking is Joseph for the Blues. Just on 22 seconds left. We'll probably try and wind things down from here. He goes backwards, and Jordan Russell marks in the defensive goal square.
So pending a disaster from Carlton, that'll be it for half time.
Disappointing 2 quarters because they've won 5 out of the last 6 centre clearances, so they've worked their way back into it.
As the siren sounds to end the first half, and Collingwood lead, but it's not an unassailable lead by any stretch. It is 11-6-72 the Magpies, Carlton 7-2-44. It's 28 points the difference. For Collingwood, 2 goals each to these players. Didak, Medhurst, Ball and Dawes. And singles to Thomas, Pendlebury and Sidebottom. For the Blues, 3 goals to O'Halpin and 2 each to Murphy and Yarran. So half-time here, Collingwood 11-6-72, Carlton 7-2-44. Around the grounds for the TAC, Ash Chua.
Geelong by 92 points over Richmond. The Cats 19-11, 125 to the Tigers, 4-9-33, early stages into the fourth quarter.
Head into your nearest participating McDonald's for a family dinner box and you'll score a free DVD of Sony's Buzz Quiz Game. There are 4 exclusive DVDs to collect for a limited time only. They've never been released before. Fun for the whole family. So do yourself a favour tonight. Forget about cooking on Sunday night. Go and grab yourself a family dinner box at McDonald's. So major sponsors in season 2010. Thanks to McDonald's, 1010, Triple M rocks football.
This quarter was brought to you by Penrite, a better class of oil used by a better class of mechanic.
From McDonald's,
Triple M rocks football.
now that Triple M's back the way it should be, the footy doesn't end here. Every day, Eddie Maguire and Luke Darcy wake you up with Triple M's hot breakfast, breaking stories and giving you the inside word.
Nicky Rewald, the St Kilda Club are investigating the turf at Etihad Stadium in relation to her injury.
And midweek drive home with Brayshaw and Brownless on the Rush Hour. Drawing on the brains trust of Lyon, Frawley, Dunstall and Barrett. Get all the breaking footy news, views and opinions first. On the way to work
Triple M's hot breakfast.
and on the way home.
This is the Rush Hour.
On 105.1 Triple M.
G'day, Glenn Munsey here. When people ask me for tips, I say, mate, if I knew what to back, I wouldn't be working. As if I am now. But listeners, let me offer you some advice. If you love a punt, not a drop punt, but a punt, and watching the AFL, then Live in the Run betting is made for you. At TAB Sportsbet, we're betting live on every AFL match this season. So if you want to be in the action from the opening bounce, head down to your local TAB or call 133 390. Bet live, bet now.
Time to take the fair dinkum real shed test. Can you handle a hot lap in a V8 supercar? Yes? Then you're the sort who'd also appreciate a real shed and real value from Fair Dinkum Sheds. And if you order any garage, barn or shed before May 31, you could win airfares, spending money and a hot lap with Carl Reindler in the Fair Dinkum Sheds V8 supercar. Conditions apply. LTPS 1002759. Fair Dinkum Sheds. Real value.
2 standard drinks are okay in the first hour, but like on a footy field, not everyone's the same. I mean, your ruck's bigger than your rover, so his alcohol level will be lower, and your midfielder's more tired than others. If you think you're over the limit, you probably are. Only a little bit over? You bloody idiot.
2010 AFL season is proudly brought to you by Toyota. Toyota Footy. Oh, what a feeling.
Kids, Dad here. Mother's Day's coming up, and Mum said she wants a new digital radio. Oh, the sound quality's awesome. And there are loads of new stations with even more sport.
With a minute to go.
More music. Yeah! And I'll chip in $10 too, because you never know. I might listen to it as well.
Buy a digital radio for Mother's Day and everyone's happy. Ask your retailer or go to digitalradioplus.com.au. It's radio as you know it, plus.
Treat your mum this Mother's Day at the Mother's Day sale on eBay. There's something for every mum, from iPod Nanos to perfume, CDs to Nintendo Wii Fit bundles. And yes, they're all brand new. Just click the Buy It Now button and it's yours instantly. No need to wait for an auction to end. At the Mother's Day sale on eBay, there's up to 80% off with free postage, so you can get your mum the gift she deserves without breaking the bank. Sale ends May the 4th. Go to ebay.com.au.
Check out the new UD truck.
Nice.
Hey, what do you reckon UD stands for?
I don't know, maybe unlimited duties because they do anything?
Or unequal drivability because they've got hill start and cruise control.
Yeah, or unbelievable donk because they've got serious muscle.
What do UD trucks stand for?
Ultimate dependability.
UD trucks, exclusively at CMV, Boundary Road, Laverton and Princess Highway, Dandenong. Dial 1300 by AUD or look us up under U in the white pages.
We won't be beaten on a deal.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks football. This halftime break is brought to you by Fair Dinkum Sheds. Real sheds, real value.
Pies by 6 points at quarter time. They lead by 28 points at half time. It was a big second quarter. Ball kicked his first and his second for the Magpies. Didak kicked a couple. Thomas and Medhurst and Dawes. And right now it's a big crowd enjoying good conditions to watch football, but the Pies dominated the second term. Thanks to McDonald's, Triple M Rocks Football. Grab a McDonald's family dinner box with a free Buzz DVD while they last, 5 to 11 p.m. from participating stores. Ashley Chua, sole proprietor and director of Choose View, seen 3 weeks so far and has been nominated for many awards. Chew man, what were the Carlton drafts in that first half of football? Remembering Carlton draft have been a proud supporter of footy since 1877.
Thanks, Haim. Well, Carlton, 54 more disposals. They've racked up 126 handballs up to half time. They usually average 165 per game, but the costly stats for Carlton: 24 clangers to Collingwood's 14. They've conceded 7 goals from turnovers, and they're getting smashed in the centre square clearances, 6-12. Leading ball winners on the ground for the Magpies, 14 to Wellingham, 13 to Swan and Thomas. And for the Blues, 18 to Judd, but he's going at 56% disposal efficiency, 18 to Bauer and Murphy, helping 10 disposals, 3 goals. The low numbers for Carlton, 8 to McLean along with 3 clangers, Betts just the 5, and for the Magpies, Leon Davis just the 6 possessions and scoreless. And for the Herald Sun Supercoach ranking points, Dale Thomas leads the way with 79. And Haim, TAB Sportsbet tells us head to head, Carlton $6, Collingwood $1.10.
Oh, true, man. The OPSM replay screen, I was just having a look at it at half time. Brett Ratton was just punching a ball against the wall. I think it was pre-game. Amazing skills from Brett Ratton. Remember with OPSM, keep your eyes on the ball this season with them. They're the official eye care partner of the AFL. True, man, could I trouble you for an around the grounds thanks to the TAC?
Well, it's an even 100 points to the Cats there. 2013, 133 to the Tigers, 49-33. That's 8 minutes into the final quarter. Podsiadly, 5 majors. Mooney with 4. And for the Tigers, Rewald has kicked 3 out of the 4 goals for Richmond.
We were talking about it last week. The last time Geelong lost a round 5 encounter, they went and played Richmond the next week. They won by 157 points at the Cattery. I wonder what happens this afternoon. The Bonaire, best on ground. Leaderboard sees Jonathan Brown on 7 votes. He didn't get any last night. Dee Bradshaw, I think, might have picked some up. But the Triple M's Bonaire best on ground. Half time, Jason Dunstall, Shane Crawford. Crawford, you kick us off. Who did you like the look of?
Alan Didak. He's had 10 touches, but every time he gets it, something happens. Dane Swan's been good. Wellingham, Thomas, side bottom's been good. And from Carlton's point of view, you know, Judd's had plenty of the ball. Mark Murphy's been very
really
good. So I like his game. But, you know, Collingwood have just outplayed the Blues, just using the ball better. Although that second half of that second quarter, they were able to win a lot of the centre bounces. And I think that's because whoever was manning up Judd, and it changed in opponents all the time, they become too focused on him. And you just got to worry about your own setups and structures, try and win the ball in there, and then you go to him from there.
You mentioned use of the footy a minute ago, Crawford. Carlton's had 54 more possessions. 54 more possessions than Collingwood.
Yeah,
and they're on the verge of getting carved up.
Yeah, and that's all because they're going wide and they're trying to find a spare player.
And incredible defensive pressure from Collingwood.
Absolutely, and the spare play is always out wide towards the boundaries, and they're not brave enough to take that kick through the corridor. They must go through the corridor. Footy's simple. Go through the corridor, use speed, get numbers around it, get it in quick. Doesn't have to be perfect inside 50, and then all of a sudden something happens and the game opens up.
Shane Crawford and Jason Dunstall in the back row. Pies by 6 at quarter time. It's the Pies by 28 at half time. This is the half time break for Fair Dinkum Sheds. Time now for another M Sport update with Pete Mercado. Thanks to iSelect. For a quick and easy quote on your insurance, call iSelect on 13 19 20. Yours, Pedro.
Thank you, Hamish. There'll be plenty of focus on the Hawks this week after that performance last night. The Chief not holding back on Triple M footy, saying players will be axed next week.
Some of the players that are supposedly good kicks to the footy are making poor decisions. The skill level's dropped off. The intensity's dropped off. I think we've got too many players that right now would be perceived as soft players.
And you can hear all of the Chiefs' comments on our footy podcast at triplem.com.au. Brad Sewell telling Triple M footy it's back to the drawing board for the clash with the Eagles at Subi next week.
We've had some good results over there in the past, so we'll prepare ourselves well this week, front up again over there, and for everything we've got at them.
James Courtney's made a 2 out of 2 in Ipswich, winning today's second race from Garth Tander and Shane Van Gisbergen. Champ leader Jamie Whincup didn't finish. Courtney telling Seven it's been a perfect weekend.
Everyone that puts money in really helps us go racing, and especially all the fans that come out and buy tickets. Everyone at home watches it on TV. Keep watching, it's only going to get better.
From 4 wheels to 2, and Casey Stoner will start from 3rd for tonight's Spanish MotoGP. Danny Pedrosa has pole from Jorge Lorenzo. To the NBA playoffs, and LeBron James scored 12 of his 35 points in the final quarter as Cleveland beat Boston 101-93 in the opening game of their second round series. And Floyd Mayweather Jr. has scored a unanimous decision over Sugar Shane Mosley in Las Vegas, keeping his perfect record intact.
CityLink advisors of road work this weekend from 8 p.m. Friday between Moreland and Pascoe Vale Roads.
roads. Detours in place. Please allow additional travel time.
The Triple M footy game car staying grey for the second half with just a chance of a shower. Right now the G it's 17 thanks to iSelect. For a quick and easy quote on your car insurance, call 13 19 20. At half time it's the Pies by 28, 11-6 72 to the Blues, 7-2 44. Back with more from the Chief and Shane, and keep your text messages coming through 1999 1051. Thanks to McDonald's. Triple M rocks football.
This halftime break was brought to you by Fair Income Sheds. Real sheds, real value.
From McDonald's.
Triple M rocks football.
Sean Van Gogh, Triple M's How to Rock. Last week, after counting up 30 years of your votes, requests, texts, faxes, smoke signals, we counted down the 100 greatest rock artists ever. And at number 1, Led Zeppelin. Now, Triple M's 30 years of rock celebrations continue. Tomorrow, we're bringing back the original, world-famous classic rock triple play. Only this time, it's worth $3,000. The music's fixed and the original classic rock triple play is back.
Barry Bowen talks trucks with Budget.
OK, Budget, here's my bother. Barry's younger brother, Brian, is after a bargain on a truck.
Can do, Mr. Bowen. Budget have great deals on all trucks. Just tell Brian to contact Budget.
Unbeatable bargains from Budget, But just on weekends?
No, Mr. Bowen, every single day of the week.
Oh, thanks, Budget. Brian will be beside himself.
You're welcome, Mr. Bowen.
For great deals on trucks, call 13 27 27 or visit budgettrucks.com.au and drive your dollar even further.
G'day, Doc Larkins here. Every week I see all kinds of sports injuries, but the worst ones happen to everyday people doing everyday things. Injuries that occur in our streets, shopping malls and other public places can be devastating. If this type of injury has happened to you, there is something you can do about it. Call No Wiki Carbone Lawyers on 1300 Injured and find out if you're eligible for compensation. No win, no charge. Conditions apply. Talk to them now without obligation on 1300 Injured.
The bloody oath of the hard yakka tradie.
I'll always get the job done. Rain, hail or 50-degree heat. I'll stand by the fellas, but I'll still give them stick. That's what you call being a mate. I'll work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. If there's a problem, I'll solve it. If it's broken, I'll fix it. I'll work hard till knock off. It makes a beer taste even better. This is my pledge. This is my bloody oath.
Hard yakka. Nothing's tougher.
AC/DC Iron Man 2. Featuring 15 iconic AC/DC tracks that rock, Shoot the Thrill and Thunderstruck. Plus War Machine. There's Back in Black. Plus Highway to Hell and more. AC/DC Iron Man 2. Get it now and turn it up.
Well, there goes that then. You okay to drive? 2 standard drinks an hour? Yeah, no worries.
Oh yeah, so what's standard? A glass is usually 1, but it can be 1.4. A stubby is 1.5, but of light it's 0.8. A boutique style glass is often 1.15. A schooner is usually 1.5, but sometimes it's 1.8. And then a pot is 1, a butcher is 0.7, a pony is 0.5, a pint is 2, and a jug is 4. So, how standard's that beer then?
Gee, buggered fine though.
Only a little bit over? You bloody idiot.
From next Monday, keep your Yellow Pages Living Local handy. Just SMS answers to easy questions about your Living Local book to be in to win one of 10 $250 cash prizes. Save the number now, 1999 7222.
Crown Signature Club members have the chance to instantly win a share in a gajillion movie tickets every day until May 2nd. Join today. Competition terms and conditions apply. See crownmelbourne.com.au. Vic permit number 10/927.
For McDonald's.
Triple M rocks football. This quarter is brought to you by Hard Yakka. For over 75 years, nothing's tougher.
Pies by 28 at half-time over the Blues for the TAC. Let's go round the grounds with a man that owns his own segment on Saturday night called Choose View.
Stevie Johnson having a shot for goals. Hit the post. So the Tigers trail the Cats by 108 points. Geelong 21-15, 21-16 make that 142. Richmond 4-10-34 halfway into the final quarter.
How many for Podsiadly, did you say?
Podsiadly's kicked 5, and you can throw in 4 each to Stevie Johnson and Cameron Mooney for the Tigers, 3 to Rewald Hayne.
Well, thank you. Go to triplem.com.au, the podcast of the Sunday Rub. Jason Dunstall, plenty to say about the Hawks. There's going to be some issues down there during the week, you would think. A couple of texts have come in. This one's interesting, from Andrew of Brunswick. True Man, listen up. Guys, did I hear the True Man refer to himself as the General last night in Choose View? Can we make this a nickname that should stick?
What was that?
No, I just said a good general does his homework when Nathan Brown queried a portion of my...
You're talking about crowds, and you said...
You won yourself a nickname, General.
General. Why do you have to bring it up in front of Jason?
General True Man.
We don't hide here at Triple M. When people say you're a flog, we've got to talk about it. I get it every week.
Please, today, the less said about Choose View in front of Jason, the better, please.
You've got it? Well, we are going to hear it. I don't know whether you've got it right there right now. You do. Right, here we go. This is what Chew had to say. The General. Saturday night, Choose View, round 6, week 3.
The game back in 1986.
Yes.
Between 2nd and 4th.
Yes.
Where was it played?
Okay, Brownie. Good general does his homework. Waverley Park.
Oh, which actually holds a few. I was hoping you were going to say
91,000.
I was hoping you were going to say Glenferrie Oval.
A good general does his homework. That is either talking about your third person or referring to yourself as the General. So, Andrew from Brunswick, thank you for your text. You're absolutely spot on, and from now on, the General sits in the second row in between the Chief and a Brownlow medalist.
As long as we recognise that the General is short for General Flog.
True Man's got a shade of red that I haven't seen little Peter Bell's brother go before.
At least Brownie had a laugh about it. He was in good spirits, wasn't it?
At half-time.
Sorry, General.
The Pies by 28, Chief.
Croft, put your coaching cap on. You're Brett Ratton. You're down in the rooms. You fought back to almost give yourself a chance, but unfortunately Collingwood steadied. It's a 28-point margin at half-time. What changes are you trying to make? Given you're getting plenty of the ball, but it's the way that you're using it or not being allowed to use it that's killing you, and the clearances. What do you do?
I would just be saying to everyone, look, we're able to get our hands on the footy, as you mentioned, and that was good, and we were able to score a few goals. We saw it with O'Helpin, score a couple of goals there where the ball delivery wasn't great, but it was nice and quick, and it put them under pressure. So I'd be instructing, we've got to play on. That's one thing we haven't been doing, and that's one thing Collingwood have been doing very well, is they've been taking the game on, whereas Carlton have been going wide. They're being able to get their hands on the footy, but wide and slow, and it just plays right into the way that Collingwood wants you to play. So it's all about fast movement, get it in nice and quick, play on at all times, and really run in support. And if you don't do that, and if you don't look like you're in a hurry when you do have the footy, you're coming off and someone else is coming on. And we had a good win yesterday in the twos, so those guys knocking on the door, they'll come in and do that next week if you guys don't do that right now.
Talking about knocking on the door, interesting text has just come in. Chief, Croft, will Presty, O'Brien and Lockyer be able to break back into the best 22 for the Pies? These boys are impressive today.
It's interesting because we had Presty as a guest on the pre-show, and I would have thought he's one of the first picked. But having said that, Ben Reid's game today, I think, has been first class. He's been terrific, and we've also seen Nathan Brown on a couple of occasions do well. I mean, Satanta has kicked 3 goals, and he's alternated on the 2 of those players, but they're starting to become a little bit more aggressive in those key defensive posts. I'd still think Presty's a definite to come back in. Lockyer and O'Brien are going to have to play some good footy because the likes of Wellingham and Sidebottom and these utility types, Dane Beams, are keeping those players out.
And what a nice luxury to have Lockyer not getting a game, who's a very good ball user. And O'Brien, who's a very experienced player, so it just shows you the depth at Collingwood.
Thanks for that, Lawrence from Ferntree Gully. Appreciate the text. Here's one from Big T in Hillside. Where are Santanta's little helpers today in the forward line?
Exactly, very true.
Yeah,
and
good call.
And
it's been very competitive, and that's what you want.
Last text, Andrew in the Southern Stand. How much better do the Blues look when they kick the footy instead of the handball stuff in the back half?
But haven't they done their homework? You saw Carlton last week win on the back of the 3 small forwards in Garlett, in Gibbs, and also in Yarran. Bit of a box on here between Joseph and Didak behind play, or Medhurst it is. But they have completely shut the small forwards out for the Blues today, the Pies.
So we start the final the third quarter. There's a final term action. What's happened at Geelong?
Well, it's Geelong by 108 points over Richmond. We've got a hat-trick of 5 goals scorers in 5 to Johnson, 5 to Mooney, 5 to Podsiadly.
All right, so Collingwood get the Free kick in the centre, and the Ben Johnson kicks a good one. It finds Dawes, who marks exactly 50 metres out at the city end on a 45-degree angle. So good start for the Pies.
Yeah, disastrous start for the Blues, more importantly, because that could take him out of the contest. Lockie Henderson's gone to fullback as well.
The positive from the Blues' point of view there, Jacobs got it down to Gibbs, so they got their hands on it first, and it was just a beautiful tackle from the Pies. So they have put Gibbs on ball, which I like, so they're trying to do a few things.
Chris Dawes has been busy. He's got 2 goals, 2. That's a good-looking kick. He's kicked through the ball, but he's missed to the left. So 2 goals, 3 to Chris Dawes. And on the Triple M... What are we up to? Hard Yakka. We love Hard Yakka. It is Collingwood 11-7-73, Carlton 7-2-44. So the margin out to 29 points early in this third quarter. The extreme range for the harshest conditions. Hard Yakka.
Out of side the Blues go. Kick from Chris Judd. Fisted over the boundary line in between half-back and wing for the Blues. Light still on. A minute played. Third term. And just the 1 point so far to the Pies. 11-7-73. Carlton 7-2-44. Out of side. Umpire bounces. Blues win it out. Go down the line. Simon White receives the kick, but he can't take it cleanly and goes out. Wing proper out of side. A little bit of a sort of a subdued start. Crowd figure hasn't come through. Trueman said 82,000. A lot more than that. Jacobs and Jolly out of side. Do the ruck work. Wellingham receives. Gives it back to Jolly. He handles over the shoulder. Ends up with Jordan Russell, who fires it to Gibbs, who lost it, but Simpson was good enough to go and get it. Couldn't take it cleanly. Gets wrapped up by Pies. Firing ball ends up with Gibbs. He can't get rid of it cleanly. And the umpire will just have to bounce. Out of side wing. 2 played. 73 plays. 44 third term. Hard Yakka score.
If the General had done his homework, he would have known that if the members is full, it's in excess of 85,000.
Wow, there you go, General.
A little bit of sledging from the second row.
From the stoppage, it's taken for Collingwood by Thomas. A little left foot kick inside 50 at the city end. No marker, ball comes free. Davis tries to pedal unsuccessfully. Picked up by Russell. The old 1-2 from Armfield. Back to Russell, who switches play here. Torpy to the members' half-back flank. Getting there first is Houlihan, but the boundary line beats him, so we'll have a throw-in. So this is the state of play. We've been going almost 3 minutes in the third quarter. It's Collingwood 11-7-73, leading Carlton 7-2-44. The Pies in this quarter kicking to the city end, and it's on their half-forward line on the members' side. From the throw-in, the clearance is won by Gibbs for the Blues. A long ball. Cruiser, one out with Reid. Cruiser takes a good mark. No, umpire didn't pay it. Ball falls into the hands of Yarran, who gave it up way too easily. Simpson attacks it against Dawes.
Did well.
He did well. Got the ball back, did Yarran. Got the handball to Jacobs. Back to Yarran, who kicks it to half forward. Beautiful delivery. Well-weighted kick.
Just got to get it in. He's got to wheel around. It's taking too long. Just kick it in, boy.
Got Bryce Gibbs on.
White goes short. It's a beautiful power. Help and drop the put. But he comes back with the right foot. Snap. That bounces towards goal. Satanta's got 4. An ugly, scrubby old kick. But it bounced and it bounced and it bounced, and he's punching the air. Satanta saying, come on, Blue Baggers. He's got 4. And it's Collingwood 11-7-73. Carlton cut the margin to 23. They're 8-2-50. 4 minutes gone, third term. Hard Yakka scoreboard.
He has equalled a personal best, and it is not by any stretch of the imagination wrong to say that Satanta O'Halpin is single-handedly keeping Carlton in this game. He has 4 of their 8 goals, and he is the only dangerous presence up forward, Big Satanta.
I like Jacobs in the ruck. He's getting his hands on it first. They've got Murphy on ball now, the Blues. Gibbs is on ball. Judd's on ball. They're going with their A-team.
And Cruiser forward to give him another tall marking option.
Yeah, they've done well.
Round the grounds, TAC, please, General.
Geelong by 108 points over. Richmond 25 into the final quarter.
Blues a chance in the middle. Gibbs receives it from Murphy. Falls to Scotland. Scotland gets slung, but handballs it wide. Betts can pick it up. Went without it. Had to go back and get it again. Fires the handball. A chance for Joseph. Joseph to Armfield. Got a pace. Takes a bounce. Takes a couple on.
Well done.
Arches the back. Now kicks. Fires the ball to Satan. Couldn't take it. Here it falls again to Betts. Runs inside 50. Must kick this. Eddie Betts has back-to-back goals. The Blues kick the first 2 of the third term, and they narrow the gap. Suddenly, it's a 17-point lead. Collingwood 73, Carlton 56. Hard yakka scoreboard.
Take a bow, Dennis Armfield. Crawford, you called for some aggressive attacking football. Play on. He tucked the ball under the arm. He first took on Dane Swan, ran around him, and then ran away from Darren Jolly. Delivered a good pass that Satanta couldn't hang on to. And Eddie Betts, who's been pretty quiet, well held by Harry O'Brien. In fact, his first kick of the day, you talk about being quiet. Yep.
Jeez.
Has just kicked a goal, and that is what Krill's looking for. Some blokes that'll show a bit of dash and just take the game on.
Oh, that was exciting play. So, not done with yet, the Blues.
Absolutely not.
As the ball's bounced in the middle.
Holding Chris Judd.
Here we go. Judd. Carlton fans have found voice as Judd's got the free kick in the middle of the MCG. The Carlton skipper launches a monster drop punt, looking for O'Halpin, third man up. Almost there at the mark. He's got it now, Satanta. Handball's over to Houlihan, who controls it nicely. 55 from goal, kicks into the pocket and finds a teammate in White.
That's a great kick.
White's got the football. He's on an acute angle, 20 metres out from goal at the southern stand forward pocket at the punt road end. He'll have to kick the big banana. But who knows? This would bring the house down. At the moment, it's Collingwood's lead cut back to 17. Never kicked a goal in his AFL career, which is only into his third match.
I think he's going to drop punt.
He's going to drop punt. Gee, it's a tight angle. Anyway, he kicks towards goal. Oh, he's got it! He's gone from left to right. His first ever goal, and it's an absolute cracker.
Ripper.
And dare I say it, the Blues are back in town. This is an unbelievable start to the third term. It's 11 points of difference. Collingwood 73, Carlton 62. 7 minutes gone. Listen to the Blues fans.
And you've also got to give credit to Brett Ratton, because he came out with a plan B. Plan A didn't work.
And there's a box on at Carlton's full forward area.
But Brett Ratton sent Cruiser forward. He put Jacobs in the ruck. He took Bryce Gibbs from half-back, threw him in the middle of the ground. He put Lockie Henderson back into defence. He changed it up. He didn't just sit there and say, well, we'll hope for the best that our structures can work. He went to plan B, and plan B's paying off, and Collingwood don't like it.
Carlton draft stats. Contested possessions this quarter, 12-3 Carlton's way.
3 goals to zip in this third term. Blues a chance again. Here goes Murphy to Gibbs, to Scotland, runs to 50, left boot, laces out, hits Satanta on the chest. Beautiful movement, beautiful kick, beautiful grab. Now, the terrifying part of all of this is Satanta has a set shot, 20 out directly in front.
If Satanta kicks this, seriously, they'll tear this joint down. He is taking this game by the scruff of the neck. And what's more important, as soon as Carlton on-ballers or midfielders get the pill, the one bloke they're looking for is Satanta. They just want to kick it to him all the time because he's presenting beautifully.
The text at halftime said, where is Santanta's little helpers?
Doesn't need him.
Does not need him at the moment.
Come on, Santana.
He's doing all the heavy lifting himself at the MCG.
Come on, Tan.
The Irishman has the weight of this stadium looking at him. He bends it back.
He really stabbed at it, didn't he?
Well, it was a nervous little poke. Brings it back to 10 points. 11-7 plays 10-3. Pies lead. 15 to play. Third term. Hard yakka scoreboard.
And the other thing you got to say is poor old Satanta. He's in uncharted territory. He's starting to dominate a game. He's in rarefied air.
Collingwood work it out nicely from defence. Maxwell on the members' side drills a beautiful pass to the wingers. Marked by Cloak. He's got a couple of options on. He decides to pump it long into the pocket. That was the worst possible kick. And it trickles over the line for a throw in. Just went long and hooked the kick. I'm going to throw it in the Magpies forward pocket at the City, and they just need a little steadier here, Collingwood. It's 10 points the difference. At one stage they led this match by 39 from the throw in. Cruiser the tap. Clearance from Judd. Judd handballs over to Russell. Russell under pressure, gets it to Simpson. Advantage paid. It was a free kick to Carlton. Simpson handballs to Murphy.
He's got a run here.
But Lucas backs him up. Lucas has got it. He gives the handball back to Murphy. In fact, it's Simpson, my apologies. And Simpson's kick is beautiful. As Shane Crawford just said, and it's marked by Houlihan on the southern stand wing.
Big goal the next.
It needed to be too, because he didn't have many players up ahead of him.
10 points the difference, 15 to play, third term. Kick terrible by the Blues, out of bounds on the full. Carlton We're doing the attacking. Collingwood will have it at half-back outer side.
It wasn't a bad option from Houlihan. It was just the poor execution. He was looking for the long option with Cruiser, who'd pushed into space.
Ball goes short to Shaw, to O'Brien, back to Ball to Fraser. Fraser at half-back. Tries to find an option, squeeze it to centre half-back. But he want to sit for side bottom. Now we've got a race. Jeffy Garlett and side bottom. Big ball to win here. Just at half forward for the Blues. McCappa goes and gives help. Spirals the ball to the wing. Bounces once. Over the top it goes at Beams' head. Falls to Judd. Judd, been great all afternoon. Swoops the handball inside to Gibbs. He finds space. Gibbs has just got to find an option. Where's Satan? He's not around. Houlihan is. Marks 38, slide angle, punt road end, 13 to play, 10 points the difference, was 39, Blues can make it 4 in a row.
What was super impressive about the kick from Bryce Gibbs is, I just mentioned a moment ago, they're all looking for Satandra O'Halpin. O'Halpin led, but he was under pressure, he was covered. He looked at a better option and he found Houlihan. Just a tremendous calm head on a young man, Bryce Gibbs.
Had a shot here earlier. Houlihan kicked it out in the full, but he's much better kick than that.
He hasn't kicked one this afternoon. He has now. Back to 4 points at the MCG. Massive crowd, well over 82,000. And it is 11-7-73. Collingwood 4-point leaders. Carlton 11-3-69. They have kicked the last 4 of this game. 11 gone, third term as we go around the grounds for the TAC.
It's full time, Hayne. Geelong winning this game by 108 points. The Cats 24-17, 161 to the Tigers, 7-11-53.
Down to Robbo.
4 goals in 11 minutes, and I tell you what, the Carlton supporters, they were quiet just before half-time. I can't hear myself. They are up and about.
And for Carlton Draft, 37 possessions to Carlton in this quarter, just 17 to Collingwood.
So down in the middle, it's Fraser against Cruiser. Cruiser, the beautiful tap to McLean. He's immediately wrapped up by Ball, and another bounce in the middle.
They're dominating in the centre at the moment. The Ruckmen are getting their hands on it first. They've got their A-team around the ball, the Blues, and they're going fast when they get it.
Another bounce. Clearance from Murphy. Oh, did well in heavy traffic. Get it to Judd, who got it to Scotland, who usually uses the ball beautifully. He kicks to half forward. It's Shaw against Houlihan. Beautiful use of the body by Shaw. Won the ball for Collingwood and kicks well to the wing too. That's great job from Shaw at half back. And Cloak takes the mark. Geez, a good player now, Heath Shaw. Cloak just jams it on that left boot. Kicks a high ball to centre half forward. Fall of the balls, a couple of pies. Good pick up by Leon Davis. Has his kick smothered. Ricochets to Judd. Judd throws it onto the boot. Back to the members' half-back flank. Scotland's there. Scotland handballs back to McLean, who takes the ball over the line. Throw in.
And give credit to Aaron Joseph, because Leon Davis has just had the 3 kicks. That one was smothered. He's only had 6 possessions all up. Barely touched them.
Judd off for a break. Betts back on. From the bounce, it's inside Collingwood's 50, side bottoms there, so is Dawes. Tackle laid by Russell. Cruiser gets it to Henderson, and we'll have a bounce 30 metres out from Collingwood's goal. The Pies lead by 4 points. 73 plays 69, 13 and a half gone, third term on the Triple M Hardyacker scoreboard.
Carlton draft stats, the Blues dominating the clearances 7-2.
Umpire bounces 30 out. Ball, can he kick his third? He can. A quick little snaffle from Luke Ball. Just got knocked down to him. He took 3 steps on his left, around the corner. He went back out to 10 points. Pies needed that after the Blues kicked the first 4.
What terrific roving from Luke Ball. Just getting some space on Carrazzo, looking at the OPSM replay. And you just can't give anyone, regardless of who the players are, any space when you're 20 metres out from goal. He's done really well, Luke Ball. He's putting a lot of scoreboard pressure on and winning the ball in close. Exactly why he was recruited to the side.
Collingwood 12-7-79. Carlton 11-3-69. 4 goals to 1 third term. Back out to 10 points in the way of the Pies.
And he's been criticised for his ball use at times, Luke Ball. Not only has he kicked 3 goals, working at 67% kicking efficiency, so he's doing well.
Cruiser, beautiful tap to McLean. He's immediately wrapped up by Pendlebury. Again, a secondary bounce in the middle. Major goal scorers for the Cats too, Ash, while we got a break.
5 goals each to Stevie Johnson, Pod Seadley and Cameron Mooney. And for the Tigers, 3 to Jack Rewald.
Blues a chance again out of the middle of the MCG. They lose it. Didak has it. Gets it slung. Falls to Cruiser. Now a chance for the Blues again. Chrissy Yarran, 2 bounces. Runs to 50. Handball over the top. Waited a while. Then Garlett flings one around the corner. This would be goal of the day. Hits the post. No, he just goes through for one behind. It did hit the post.
Eddie Betts.
9 points. Eddie Betts. 11 to play, third term. Hardjacker scoreboard.
Quick kick in by the Magpies, marked by Pendlebury, still deep in defence. Oh, his kick just travels the bare 15 but finds Didak, who releases the handball to Shaw, who chips over the top to Reid. Southern stand side, half-back flank. Magpies have possession. Reid with the football. Left foot kick down the line. And it's come off. It's marked by Beams, who gives the handball to Swan. Swan to half forward and finds Cloak. Good hit-up play there. Cloak handballs back to Swan, who kept on running. Now his kick is beautiful. It's a pass to Medhurst, who takes the mark on the lead. And he's got it at centre half forward. Swan still keeps on running. He wants the ball back. Medhurst ignores him. Collingwood lead by 9 points. Medhurst stabs the ball deep into the full forward area. Dawes couldn't mark. Here's Davis, run down by Joseph. Good tackle by Joseph, who's then caught a bit high. And that's a free kick to Carlton Armfield.
Leon Davis too worried about playing for the free kick, not getting up and having another crack at the footy.
Robbo.
Josh Fraser came off the ground a little bit sore, but on the bench for Carlton, Judd, Murphy and Scotland, and they are the top 3 ball getters on the entire ground, and they're on the bench.
Thanks, Robbo. Russell has it half-back line for the Carlton Football Club. Members side of the ground, kicking towards the punt road end, squeezes a kick. Simpson the target, ends up with McLean having to get a fist because Daisy Thomas was going to mark if he didn't. Ball goes over the boundary line in between half-back and wing for the Blues. 16 gone, third term. Collingwood by 9 points over the Blues. Umpire reloads again. Jacobs and Jolly, little knock, ends up going the way of Armfield or McLean. McLean ends up winning, gives it to Gibbs to Lucas, runs into the middle of the MCG, now goes long, piercing kick, Yarran a chance over his head, falls to Houlihan, little handball to Betts fires it, goal, Betts has got it, Betts has got his second for the term, second for the afternoon.
How slick was that?
Blues have got 5 to Collingwood's 1, and it was fast from half-back, and we are back to a 3-point game after the Pies led by 39, 18-minute mark at a second-term Hardjacker scoreboard.
It just shows you what the mindset does. You go in at half-time and the coach says, look, you don't go fast, you don't go direct, you don't support each other moving it through the middle. We're going to lose this match, and I'm not going to play you guys next week. And all of a sudden, the attitude's changed. And that was just extremely fast play, which suits the Blues. And all of a sudden, Betts pops up, who wasn't involved in the game early, and he's kicked another goal.
Carlton draft stats. A contested ball this quarter is blown out to 24-7 Carlton's way.
A clearance to Judd. Carlton go back inside 50, but not for long because the diving mark's taken by Maxwell right on the 50-metre arc. He kicks towards the members' wing. Beautiful pass to Ball. How many for Ball?
15 Carlton draft stats and 3 goals.
Handballs over to Wellingham, who drives it down the line looking for Dawes. He's spoilt by Henderson. Fall of the ball is Russell against Medhurst. Good use of the body by Russell. It's in Collingwood's forward pocket. Taken by Beams, gets it to Pendlebury, but his handball's intercepted by Jamison, who's drilled into the ground. Ball yells the crowd, umpire says play on, spills free to Johnson. He gets the slick handball to Beams, left foot snaps a beauty. Beams gets Collingwood's 13th, and they're back out to a 9-point lead. 13-7-85, Carlton 12-4-76. 18 and a half gone third term, Triple M hard yakka scoreboard.
An absolute form reversal of the first half. Clearances this quarter, Carlton 10, Collingwood 3. But that was just good play by Collingwood. They just put a lot of defensive pressure on there in their forward 50. Beams able to get the ball, and just a beautiful snap on the left side. And that's what you don't want, Dane Beams getting a little bit of space in the forward line. But that's a nice little steadier for the Magpies, just to stop the Blues juggernaut from coming at them like they have been.
5-2 in this third term in favour of the Blues. 2 of the last 3 to the Pies, though. Back out to 9 points. Blues narrowed it to 3 after trailing by 39. Scotland in the middle, gets wrapped up, falls to Judd. He won't get there first. Little handball from Jolly, goes wide to Johnson. Now a chance. Tuvey knocks the ball to centre half forward for the Pies. Waiting is Russell. Russell's got to be good, loses it. Here go the Pies again, just maybe Thomas from 55 can find a target. Didak there with Armfield, it spills out 3 metres around from the left point post. Collingwood attacking end. They're going towards the city end, and it is going to be a throw in.
Well, Jolly can't get to the contest, so Jacobs will go up uncontested here. And he got a free kick. So free kick against Dawes, who was the substitute ruckman, and he paid a price there. So good effort by Jacobs to get to the contest, and he's rewarded with the free kick. Gives the handball to Bauer. Now Bauer to Lucas. Not much on offer, so he doubles back and handballs back to Bauer, who goes into the corridor. It's still deep in defensive 50. It's okay. It's marked by Joseph. 20 and a half minutes gone. It's Collingwood in front by 9. One stage they led by 39 in the second quarter. Carlton maintain possession as Jamison takes a juggling mark to half-back on the member's side. He goes back into the corridor to Scotland, who's come back on the ground after a bit of a breather. Gives the handball to Bauer. Bauer backs himself. Good stuff. Handballs to Armfield. Gives it to Murphy. Murphy now sweeps the handball out wide to Henderson. On the southern stand side, a long ball looking for O'Halpin. That should be a free kick. It is. O'Halpin's got it for a top of the arm. 50. Oh, boy. Well, what happened was the ball was taken by Reid. He didn't hear the free kick, and he's just kicked the ball away. And it's 50-metre penalty, so Satanta will come in and will line it up 10, or make it 12 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Not even Satanta can miss this one.
Yes, he can. It's on an angle, and he stabbed at the last one. He's got to kick through the footy.
Satanta will kick this goal, his 5th, his personal best.
There's no certainty.
All right, Quarters, have your life on it then.
Oh. No, I won't say what I was going to do.
No, I hope he does kick it, but
Satandra's got the free kick. Punt road end, 12 metres out, 45-degree angle. This for his career best 5 goals. A few tears in the Collingwood crowd, a few of the kids, a bit worried. So Satanta have to fall over to miss it. He's nailed it. Never looked like missing. Stuff you, Crawford. That's what he says. He's got 5.
Well done, big Satanta.
And it's back to 3 points of difference. Collingwood 13-7-85. Carlton 13-4-82. 22 and a quarter minutes on the Triple M Hard Yakka scoreboard. If you're not enjoying this game on Triple M footy, you're a very hard taskmaster.
Oh, he's having a crack at Satanta O'Halpin. How good has his game been? And his numbers are going to be very, very impressive as well. He's had 14 possessions.
Kick through the ball, Jace, too.
4 marks, 5 goals. He is just giving them everything he's got up forward.
Well, this is what you hope happens in a blockbuster. 13-7 plays 13-4, 3-point margin, Robbo.
And the Pies are only got 3 on the bench too. Josh Fraser, as we said, has hurt his lower leg and has been rushed into the dressing room. Been in there for a couple of minutes, boys.
Well, umpire bounces in the middle. Heap of players jump on top of each other. McLean is on the bottom of it all. The umpire will do it all again. Still in the middle of the MCG. Big crowd, 23 gone, third term. 85 plays 82, 6.5 to play, Croft.
Great second effort by Matty Cruiser there. That's why I love him as a ruckman. He taps it and then he chases after it.
Cruiser knocks it down to Judd, couldn't take it. Davis picks it up, pulled off it by Scotland. Scotland flings a handball. A chance for the Blues to go again. Betts and Lucas. Betts flicks it. Davis kicks it away to the wing. Falls to Swan. Swan gives it to Cloak. Receives it back. Now over the top to Johnson. Johnson ducks inside a couple. Gets round Joseph. Kicks to centre half forward. Here's a chance. Wellingham. Pies go up. Beams at the back. He kicked the last. Beams tries to get away with it. Can't. Scotland makes up a heap of ground. Kicks wide. Kick is good.
Beautiful kick from Scotland. As the Blues work it back to the southern stand wing. Clever kick to Murphy. Murphy gets it moving quickly on the right boot. Drops a bit short. Maxwell solid. Takes a saving mark at half back. The switches onto the members' side where Swan's free. Takes the uncontested mark. Plays on straight away as he kicks the half forward to Cloak, who marks and will go. Cloak loads up on the left. He goes short. It's a beautiful pass. Didn't blaze away. Clever disguised the kick well. And Willingham marks on a slight angle, 45 out from goal.
Well, they've been happy to go head-to-head with Dane Swan, Carlton, and they're giving him a hell of a lot of space. He just sat out on this wing all on his own and set that play up for Travis Cloke, who then delivered the ball. He's up to 19 possessions for Collingwood, Dane Swan.
Sharrod Wellingham had an excellent year, averaging 24 disposals and 5 clearances a game. He's kicked 4 goals so far this season. In he comes at the city end. It's a goal. Triple M Hardyacker scoreboard. 25 minutes gone, third term. Collingwood 14-7, 91. Lead Carlton 13-4, 82. The margin 9 points.
Been good today, Cloak. I don't know how many touches he's had, Two-Man. I'm sure you'll tell us. But he keeps presenting, and that's what you want from a big centre-half forward like him. Keep presenting, and he always looks like he's in a hurry. He wants to get the ball on nice and quick, whether it be hand or by foot. And that was just a beautiful pass inside 50 to Wellingham. What's he done today, Two-Man?
He's had 12 disposals and 7 marks, Carlton draft stats. Just Alan Didak, only 2 possessions this quarter. Davis 7 for the game.
14-7 plays 13-4. Pies by 9 points. 5 minutes to play as Satan comes and has a rest.
Still don't understand why you rest your key forward.
Umpire bounces. Cruiser knocks it down. McLean couldn't take it cleanly. Now gets it. Gets wrestled by Shaw and a ball.
That was unlucky. Unlucky, Bob McLean. He's had a dirty day.
Play on. Swan kicks to full forward. Lurking out the back beams. Doesn't need it. Goes over his head straight through. From about 65, make it more. 75.
And the rest.
85. 97 plays 82 out to 15 points, back-to-back goals inside 30 seconds. Wellingham and then Swan. We'll have a look from where he kicked it, but McLean was stiff in the middle.
He was, but he's also having a pretty ordinary day. Just 9 disposals, 5 clangers for Brock McLean, and he has kicked that from, I guess, halfway between the centre circle and the attacking edge of the centre square.
Let's make it the even 100 metres.
There, so that's bounced a good 25 metres to get through.
It's gone 200 metres. 15-7, 97 Collingwood. Carlton 13-4, 82. Back out to 15 points. Hardyacker scoreboard, 4 minutes and 45 to play, third term.
So the challenge has been thrown out to the Magpies and they have responded. Here they come again. Soccer off the ground by Thomas to half forward. Gathered by Pendlebury. Sweeping handball is magnificent to Swan. Breaks the tackle. Swan kicks. Oh, it's on the line. I thought it was going to be a goal. It was touched on the line and rushed through by Russell. But wonderful play from Dane Swan. And the quick kick out by the Blues is marked by Murphy. It's Collingwood by 16 points.
Well, we just said they're giving Dane Swan space. Too much space now. They've got to lock onto him.
All out aside, trickles over. The umpire will bring it back into play. 27 gone. 98 plays 82. 16-point margin. 4 minutes 20 left in this third term on the Hardyacker scoreboard. Umpire unloads it, brings it back in. Judd tries to clear. Amble gets intercepted. Goes and picks it up again. Then tackled. Ball spills. And side bottom gets wrapped up by a couple of Blues. He's underneath the pack out of side wing. 98 plays 82. 4 to play as we go down to Robbo.
Hammer finally, Josh Fraser out and a heavily strapped left knee, boys. Leading leg, so he might have wrenched it in the middle there, so he's in strife, Josh Fraser.
Thank you, Robbo's Pendlebury rides the tackle, takes his time, then finds a handball option. It was good and clever. Going to half forward, the kick goes. Big wrap up there by Medhurst on Henderson. Spills to the outer side. Scotland there. Runs back to fullback proper. Gives a handball to Henderson. Henderson measures the handball backwards to Power. He gets it away in the end of Murphy. Murphy to Judd. Judd takes his time. Has a look wide. Doesn't like what he sees. Goes backwards to Henderson, who squeezes a very ordinary kick over the boundary line. Opposite pocket. It's the right forward pocket for the Pies, kicking to the city end. 28 gone, 3.5 to play. 16-point lead to the Pies. Hardyacker scoreboard.
Big opportunity here for the Magpies.
Just need to keep their cool, the Blues. Feeling the pressure as Collingwood fight back.
Yeah, the squeeze is on again by that zone from Collingwood. Carlton win the clearance. Cruiser handballs to Simpson, who goes to the wing. Halpin comes straight back on and almost got the mark. He collided with Reid. They're both okay.
Poleaxe, the fan.
Could have been nasty. Now picked up by O'Brien for Collingwood. Kicks to the tip of the goal square. Oh, Medhurst flew high. Couldn't take the mark. Didak front and centre, can't grab the ball. Picked up by Judd. Just throws it on the boot, but only as far as Johnson, who marks 65 out from goal. Johnson on the left. Kicks into space. Oh, it was meant for Swan. Getting a hand on it and spoiling the day was Tuvey. Should have left it for Swan, but it's always easy up here. Now Tuvey again. Handballs to side bottom. Side bottoms kick the goal. The Magpies have answered beautifully in the last 5 minutes, kicking the last 3 goals. And it's back out to a 22-point difference. 30 minutes gone, third turn. Collingwood 16-8-104. Carlton 13-4-82. Maybe the Blues spent too many petrol tickets getting back in the contest.
Spot on quarters, I totally agree. Although they're still not out of it, but they've worked so hard to get themselves back into the game. They put their A-team in the middle of the ground with Gibbs and Murphy and Judd. And for those guys to keep it going, it does take a lot out of you. And then all of a sudden, you know, the Magpies steady after a goal, and all of a sudden the floodgates open. They get a couple of quick ones. Swan comes into the game, and they're starting to put scoreboard pressure on back again.
Mark Murphy's the player on Dane Swan. Got to play close attention.
Collingwood last 7 inside 50s Carlton draft stats.
Well, they go again, almost to inside 50. Beams at centre forward, can't take it. Judd, terrific handball to the running Simpson. Loses it, picks it up, goes again. Now a chance for Gala. Can't take it cleanly. Spills, still centre forward for the Blues. Pendlebury there, loses it. Little handball to Houlihan, to Judd. Breaks a tackle, slings a handball wide. Still a chance for the Blues. Simpson fires at goal. It comes back, but not far enough. One behind only. 21-point margin in favour of the Pies. It got back to 3 in favour of the Pies. 16-8-104. Carlton 13-5-83. Hardjacker scoreboard.
Both coaches down on the boundary side. They're down on the benches over the last couple of minutes of this quarter.
Shaw kicks the ball long to the southern stand side. Almost a good mark to Dawes. Won the football anyway, then lost the handle on it. Spills to Pendlebury, handballs to Johnson. Gives it back to Dawes. Southern stand side, half-back flank. Dawes corralled, throws it on the left. Ineffective kick, goes straight to Gibbs. Gets the bounce eventually. Now picks it up and drills a long ball back inside 50. Houlihan's got to beat 3. Oh, Swan dropped the mark. It was a difficult one. Houlihan's handball was poor, went straight to Shaw. Shaw just blazed away looking for Dawes and finding him. Courageous mark at half back on the southern stand side.
Minute and a half to play, third term. 104 plays 83. 21-point lead to the Pies.
They've got numbers in board here. They can still go if they're good enough.
They use one in McLean. He goes to Gibbs. Gibbs now on the wing out of side. Kicks to half forward. The man he wanted was Garlett, and he's hit him. It was Yaron. So Yaron marks 60 out. Hard up against the boundary line. He's going to kick it to the top of the square. He's got plenty of distance, but it's out of bounds on the full. So 104 plays 83, 1 minute even of game time left in the third term on the Hardjacker scoreboard. On the OPSM replay, Chris Dawes telling Mark at half-back.
Collingwood work it around the boundary line, southern stand side. Very nicely done now. Tuvey takes the mark and goes as he kicks the half forward to Dawes. Ball still in play. Carlton get it back. Bauer. Handball's off to Lucas. He gives it back to Bauer. Now Gibbs on centre wing. Hurried right foot kick inside 50, but only as far as Johnson.
Didn't look then, Gibbs. No, you need to look around you and listen to what the players are saying, your teammates.
So Collingwood again have possession around the southern stand wing. Kick to half forward, marked by Cloak. Time for Collingwood for another score here. If they can kick one here, it'll make it very hard for the Blues. Beams, little chip towards side bottom. Wasn't the best of passes. Comes to Pendlebury. He gets a handball to O'Brien. Big H loads up from 50 with a monster! Oh, Harry-O has kicked up Yote! And there's the siren.
That hurts.
And that hurts big time. Collingwood 17-8, 110. Listen to the Pies fans. They're fighting back too. Carlton 13-5-83. The margin's blown out to 27 as there's a bit of push and shove in the middle.
Well, it was 28 points at half-time. Carlton threw everything at them, and for all their efforts, they've taken 1 point off the margin in the quarter of footy.
So there's still a bit going on in the middle. We'll stay with it. Few heated exchanges. Now the umpires come in and separate the players. So three-quarter time with that thumping goal from Harry O'Brien. We see Collingwood 17-8, 110, leading Carlton 13-5-83. For the Pies, 3 goals to Ball, 2 goals each to Didak, Medhurst, Sidebottom and Dawes are the major goal scorers, while for Carlton, 5 to O'Halpin and 2 each to Betts, Yaron and Murphy. Earlier today it was Geelong by 108 points over Richmond, 161 to 53. 5 goals each to Johnson, Podsiadly and Mooney for Geelong. Revolt 3 for the Tigers. And the late game today is the Eagles versus the Dockers. Thanks to McDonald's, Triple M rocks football.
This quarter was brought to you by Hard Yakka. For over 75 years, nothing's tougher.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks football.
we wouldn't have Powderfinger.
If there'd never been Chisel. If it wasn't for In Excess.
There'd be no Grinspoon.
And without ACDC.
The boys from Jet would be pulling beers at the Dingley International.
Great classic rock.
Inspires the new.
It's why only one station plays them both.
Triple M.
Melbourne's best rock.
I got a home that dreams are made of, and somebody that I can trust.
Build now, pay later. Yes, with National Builders Group Build Now, pay later. No progress payments while we build your dream home. You save thousands of dollars on mortgage repayments, rent and relocation costs. No progress payments, no hassles, no worries. And that's a promise. Go to nationalbuilders.com.au for details.
National Builders looked after me.
Conditions apply.
Cars outside, beers in your hand. You've got an awful lot to work out in the next few minutes. How much have I drunk? How much have I eaten? Is this a standard drink? Will my liver have time to get rid of enough alcohol? How fast do I drink? Will my weight have an effect? Will I be affected by that beer I had earlier? How tired am I? Why the hell am I risking it? If you think you're over the limit, you probably are. Only a little bit over? You bloody idiot.
The holiday season is the best time to be getting into Total Tools and gearing up for the new year. Thousands of tools available from power tools, air tools, hand tools, welding and mechanics tools. You'll never be caught short with the TTI 126-piece socket and spanner set. Need a trade tough air compressor? Check out the Iron Air 3-phase 270-litre air compressor range with 3-year tank, 2-year pump and 1-year motor warranty. And for real industrial power, you can't go past the Detroit 1700-watt demolition breaker. Great value and plenty of grunt. Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
International Rugby League returns to Melbourne for the opening of the new Amy Park, the best new stadium in Australia. The 2 best rugby league teams in the world will do battle. Australia takes on New Zealand in the VB Test match. Friday, May 7. The final tickets are now on sale at ticketek.com.au. Be at Amy Park for one of the sporting events of the year and be part of history.
Does searching for car insurance drive you crazy? So many companies, brands and choices giving you details over and over and over again. What if you could compare a great range of car insurance policies all in one place? iselect.com.au. What could be easier? And you might save yourself a bundle. Call the experts on car insurance at iSelect on 13 19 20 and compare, select and save.
Visit iselect.com.au for our product range.
Darling, you know I said for Mother's Day I wanted a digital radio, and you said, what's wrong with the normal one you've got? Well, I'm afraid it broke. So now I need a digital radio. I can hear my favourite stations in digital sound, plus I could pause it when I'm listening in on your phone calls.
Buy your mum a digital radio for Mother's Day. Ask your retailer or go to digitalradioplus.com.au. It's radio as you know it, plus.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks football. This quarter is brought to you by Harvey Norman, the 3D TV destination. Come in for a 3D TV experience.
The General's wife just bought a big 3D TV just in case little Chewer goes to the Logies tonight and can watch it in big sound on a 52-inch. Two-man will be twice the size he is in real life. They've arrived at Harvey Norman. Head in, talk to their experts and see how 3D TV is the ultimate home theatre experience with stunning pictures and awesome sound. Pies by 6 at quarter time, 28 at half time, and after the Blues got it back to 3 points, it is the Pies by 27. Jason Dunstall and Shane Crawford in the back row. You thought Carlton were every chance, and then a goal at 24-minute mark, 24.5-minute mark, 30-minute mark and 33-minute mark of that term sees a 27-point lead. Before you get your thoughts down to Robbo.
Can't believe it. They've thrown Josh Fraser. Mick Malthouse has put confidence in the big fella, limping out to the middle. Going to start the bounce for this final quarter. Very, very proppy, Josh Fraser.
Jason Shane, can the Blues launch one last attack?
Well, you'd like to think so for the match's sake. I mean, they were brilliant in the first half of that third term. Have they got enough left to have another go at Collingwood? They're up against a very, very good side. Make no mistake, Collingwood will just continue to play good, hard football.
So we start the final term. The Blues will lead a minor miracle here. And Fraser won the clearance. Well done by Josh Fraser. He puts Collingwood straight into attack. Punt road end. Big fist away was from Jamison. It's at half back. Thomas gets it for Collingwood. And his kick goes out of bounds on the full. So Carlton will take the ball just inside their own defensive 50 on the members' side of the ground. Carlton kicking to the city end the last term.
The General Two-Man just handed me a stat. He said in the last 13 minutes of that third quarter, inside 50s, Collingwood 10, Carlton 5, and the centre clearances 7 to Collingwood, Zippo to Carlton.
Blues work at fullback, Russell Marks. 30-second play, Collingwood 110, Carlton 83, 27 points the margin. They fire it to the outer side, back flank the Blues. Henderson is there, gets wrapped up, as it's stolen by Maxwell. Play on the call, a chance now to finish them, you would think. Dawes fires for 30 out, hits the post. So Dawsey was slung as he was kicked. I was waiting for the umpire to say come back. 1 point only to Collingwood. It is 17-9, 111 Carlton, 13-5-83.
Quick kick in is intercepted by side bottom, who knocks it over the line for a throw in Collingwood's forward pocket.
He's got a lot to learn, Lockie Henderson, about playing down back. He doesn't have much awareness of what's going on around him. You just don't have time to sit there and weigh up all your options and dawdle with the footy.
Jacobs taps it to Judd, handballs to Gibbs, gives it to the running Bauer. Bauer gives it back to the runner Judd. This is exciting passage of play from the Blues. Judd has a bounce, takes on Maxwell, has two bounces, draws the player, gives it back to Bauer, who kept on running. He has a bounce. Bauer should load up from 50. He's in two minds. He goes into the pocket. Wrong option. Looking for Al Halpin. He should have just had a shot at goal. Ball still in play. Comes back to Cruiser. Handballs to Houlihan, who lost it. Now Maxwell heads towards the boundary line. Found McCaffer, who gave it off to Brown, who kicks a long left footer back to the southern stand wing. It's Jamison against Cloak. Ball still in play towards the boundary line. Cloak's there. Still keeps it alive. Handballs to side bottom, who's happy to see it over the line for a throw in.
Yeah, I'd love to have seen Bauer have a shot, because the way they ran that from the defensive 50,
magnificent.
He and Chris Judd, that would have been one of the goals of the year if he kicks that.
It was at high speed. Bauer found himself in unfamiliar territory. 2 goals in his career. He didn't know what to do. Jacobs knocks it down. Gibbs the target. Falls to ground. Judd finds his hands around the ball, then tries to break clear, but heap of pies come and grab hold of Chris Judd. It's not going anywhere. 18 minutes to play. 111 plays. 83. 28-point lead to the Pies. Got back to 3 points after being 39, and then it was the Pies that kicked the last 4 in the third term. Umpire bounces out of sight. Davis has it, loses it, goes to ground. Wellingham, little give over the top to McCaffrey was clever. He fires it to Davis. Davis from 47 metres fires. It goes across the face. Touched before out of bounds on the full. Went across the face. Russell and Beams were there. They're fighting hand to it. 28-point lead to the Pies. We played 3 minutes final term. Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Went for the miracle goal, Leon Davis. He really has had a very quiet day. Was looking for something special to perhaps contribute getting his team over.
2 weeks, Jace. He's been very quiet.
Ball taken by Bauer, has a couple of running bounces.
I like this.
Handballs to Gibbs at centre half back. Gibbs goes straight down the middle looking for Cruiser. He's found 5 metres on his opponent Reid. Cruiser couldn't control the football. Now he has another go at it. Well done. Gets the handball back to O'Halpin. Little left foot kick. Looking for, not quite finding Murphy, but he was good enough to get the handball over the top to Betts, who kicks the goal.
Nice finish.
So Eddie Betts just hacked it off the ground in the end. How many for Eddie? Eddie's got his third. And Carlton just hanging in there at the MCG. 4 minutes gone, final term on the Harvey Norman scoreboard. Collingwood 17-9, 111. Carlton 14-5, 89. The margin is 22 points.
They'll go a long way this year, the Blues, if they could play football like that throughout the duration of this year. Just very direct, very fast. You just make it up as you go, but if you've got numbers around you, things can happen. There's still a slight chance Still a slight chance, Hammer.
Well, OPSM replay, Brett Ratton clapping his hands as Betts kicked it through out of the edge. Said, come on, boys, come on, boys. Not a massive lip reader, but they're quite easy words to get under control, and that's what he was saying. 111 plays 89, 22-point lead. Umpire bounces in the middle again. This time it's Fraser going up against Jacobs. Literally does not go anywhere. Players in the smaller of the two circles holding each other, and the umpire will bounce exactly where he did.
I really like Jacobs as a player. Jace as a runner.
Yeah, he's been good since going on ball, hasn't he?
Judd. Here goes Chris Judd. Receives from Jacobs. Takes a bounce. Arches his back. Kicks a little sort of a worm burner. Can't be taken in between fullback and centre half back by Reid. Chance for Cruiser. Goes back. Still a hard ball to win. Players everywhere. Murphy pleads holding the ball. Umpire says no opportunity for Harry O'Brien. I'll bounce the ball 30 metres out directly in front. 111 plays 89. 22-point lead to the Pies. 16 3/4 minutes to play.
From the bounce, it's bashed towards the boundary line by the Collingwood players, and we'll have another throw in.
Jacobs, he's had 7 possessions, but he's had 13 hit-outs, and it's the 13 hit-outs that he's been putting it right down his teammates' throats, exactly where they want them. That's exactly what you want from a ruckman.
Fraser the tap. Picked up by Simpson. Quick shot at goal is out of bounds. And we'll have a throw in the forward pocket.
Next goal, you reckon Carlton really feel as though
they get the next one.
Next one, the Pies almost crushed their hearts.
So it's in Carlton's full forward area. 5.5 gone in the final term. It's Collingwood by 22 points. Cruiser against Fraser. Cruiser goes out the back door to Houlihan. Handball's in the direction of Carazzo. He's going backwards. He's stripped of the footy. Picked up again by Houlihan. Handball's to Scotland. Scotland goes to 45. Kicks for goal. Misses. 21 points of difference. But behind is Scotland. Harvey Norman's scoreboard. The Pies by 21 points. 6 minutes, 20 seconds gone, final turn. Massive crowd at the MCG.
Official number in yet, Chu?
Not as yet, Haim, but you'll be the first to know along with Quarters.
Shorter Thomas brings it wide to Fraser. A chance for the Blues to turn it back over. No, umpire's found a free kick going Collingwood's way. It'll be Fraser's ball. Fraser in between half-back and the wing. Members side. Flicks it. Ends up with Thomas. He kicks to half-forward. Dawes is there. Flies. Chris Judd got up higher. Falls to ground. Heap of players go at it now. Crashing through. Yaron does well. Handballs backwards. Little chance. They do go inside Croft. Now go quickly, Bauer. Gets wrapped up. Taken to ground. Umpire lets it go. Ends up with Armfield again. Now Yaron. He's got to give the ball off. Does. Gets it to Carazzo. He gets slung. Here comes Didak. Now Wellingham. Back to Didak. Cloak. One out. Uses his body really well against Joseph. It was nonchalant, looked a bit lazy, but he just stood and waited, and then a one-arm grab puts him 30 metres out directly in front.
It's a good mark, really. Made it look easy.
Gee, they did everything right, Carlton. They took risks. They tried to push it through the corridor. Just couldn't keep control of the footy. And then Alan Didak realised the opportunity on the rebound. Travis Cloak, these are the ones you probably worry most over him kicking as well.
15 minutes to play. 21-point lead to Collingwood. This to make it 27. He does. Collingwood 18-9, 117. Carlton 14-6, 90. Back out to 27 points.
You want to be a good AFL footballer, you need to be very good under pressure, and that includes when you're getting tackled. You need to somehow get the ball out and to advantage towards your teammates. And Collingwood, once again, the feature of their game and their improvement over the last 6 months has been their pressure, and they won that back by relentless pressure through the middle.
So 27 points in favour of Collingwood. Umpire waiting for the light to flash. There it is, and now he'll put it down in the middle. Jacobs against Jolly. Jolly the tap, taken by Pendlebury. Gets boot to ball. Didak's there at half forward. He gets knocked over by Armfield. He gives the handball to Simpson. He gives it off to Jamison. Sells the dummy to Swan. And now kicks to half forward. Nice delivery. Beautiful.
He's got people in board.
Mark's taken by White. He goes to Gibbs in board. Gibbs on the right boot. Looks for O'Halpin, who takes a very good mark.
Had to be a push.
Yeah, it is. He's paid the mark. going to say the umpiring today has been sensational. Only 16 free kicks for the match.
You haven't noticed them.
No, they have done a great job.
Good
And
strong
Halpin's
lead.
got the shot at goal. 45 metres out, slightly worse than a 45-degree angle.
Did take the mark, then got ridden into the deck. Either way would have got the ball, but this will be one of his tougher kicks. Give the Blues a big lift if you could slot this.
So Satanta, this will have to be his very best and some. He's on the member side of the ground at the city end. Kicking from about 45. He's got 5 goals this afternoon. And it's across the face. Off hands. And I think we're going to have a throw in here. We do. We've got a throw in Carlton's forward pocket.
Probably best result. They need a goal, not a point right now, the Blues. 117 plays 90, 27-point lead as the umpire unloads again. A heap of players go up for the ball. Ends up falling to ground. Jolly wins it, loses it. Then a chance for Hoolan to Judd. Back to Betts, back to Judd again. Now somehow Pendlebury rips it off Judd. Ducks and weaves, dives, and then puts the ball into the middle of the ground for Wellingham. He plays on, loses it, make it Dawes. Dawes can't control it. Lucas steals the ball, gets wrapped up by Didak. Fists the handball to Murphy, but Pendlebury continues to run. Intercepts the ball in the middle of the ground. Then handballs forward. Ends up with Didak. Over the top to Swan. Handballs to Johnson, who's at 50.
Here we go.
Handballs back inside to Beams. Beams from 45. Says good night. Game, set and match. Pies. Collingwood 19-9, 123. Now 33 points. They kicked the last couple after the first went to Betts in this final term. Carlton 14-6, 90. All on the Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard. It was good from the Pies.
Well, it's why they're one of the best teams in the competition. They put enormous pressure on the opposition, and when they create the turnover, they've then got so many players willing to run and push forward in numbers and just punish the opposition team on the turnover. Absolutely brilliant.
Carlton draft stats, key ball winners for the Magpies in the second half. 13 to Pendlebury and 11 to Swan and a goal.
33 points in favour of Collingwood. The clearance goes to Cruiser, although it was an ineffective kick. Spills to Judd, who puts Carlton inside 50 again. Taken for the Blues by Betts. Handballs off to Murphy, who kicks a goal. Now Murphy's got a goal. That's his third for the match, actually, which is a damn good job for an on-baller. Yep. He does like to kick a goal, Mark Murphy, one of the strengths of his game. So it's back to 27 points of difference. Still lots of time left in the match. Still 13 minutes of game time. So there is an opportunity for the Blues, but they'll need a minor miracle.
Yeah, they need another reply straight away as soon as this centre bounce takes place. But tackling today has been a real feature from Collingwood's point of view, and that's why they're winning the game. They've had 74 tackles to Carlton's 47, and these days it's pretty simple. The team that tackles best normally wins the match, and that's certainly the case.
12 minutes 50 to play, final term. Harvey Norman scoreboard. The Blues have been gallant. They've kept coming back and coming back when we've written them off. 27 points the margin now following the Murphy goal. They go forward again to half forward, but it comes back into the middle of the ground, and the Pies have the numbers. Johnson and side bottom at Pendlebury. Pendlebury the ball over the top. This time to Thomas. Thomas from the middle of the ground kicks to half forward. Cloak and Dawes. 2 grabs. Umpire says that's enough. 40 out directly in front. And Chris Dawes will go back and try and make it a 33-point margin again. Game high is 39. The Blues somehow brought it back to 3, the 17-minute mark of the third term. And then the Pies kicked 5 of the last 6 in that term to lead by 27 at the final change. The margin is 27 now. It's back to 33. Dawes splits the middle. He kicked the second goal for the Pies of the afternoon. He's kicked one halfway through this final term.
3 goals, 4 to Dawes.
20 goals, 9, 129. Carlton 15-6, 96.
Yeah, he's done well, Dawes. He gets a chance in this side because of Jack Anthony's form being very up and down. So they say, you come in and let's see what you got. And I thought his second half last week, he really started to come on. And this week he seems to have taken that confidence into the game, and he's doing a fantastic job. So great effort by the young fella to grab his opportunity, and he's doing a fine job.
There's 7 shots at goal he's had today, so that's a good effort from a forward. So the margin back out to 33 from the centre bounce. It's Luke Ball getting the clearance, kicks the half forward, member side of the ground, side bottom's being busy, paddles the football, gets rid of his opponent, kicks to full forward, Didak, good use of the body. It's 30 out from goal, he twists and turns, he's trying to shake off Armfield, he decides to concede some ground and goes back to Fraser. So Fraser's got the mark, 60 from goal, punt road end, just drills it to the tip of the goal square, it's a floater, hard one to mark. Russell handballs towards Jamison, who kicks hurriedly and will have a throw in. There'll be a throw in about 45 out from the Pies goal at the punt road end. 15 minutes gone in the last quarter. Collingwood by 33. They're going to move on to 5 wins and 1 loss for the season, equal on top of the ladder.
Fraser and Cruiser. A chance for Cruiser. Knocks it to Judd. Judd then starts to run. Gives it to Murphy. Goes backwards to McLean. He goes inside to Cruiser. He goes to Murphy again. Runs to halfback. Little handball back inside to Yaron. Yaron good inside to Gibbs. Gibbs over the top to Carazzo. Runs through the middle of the ground. No one at home except Scotland. 1-on-1 with McCaffer. Hits to the advantage of Scotland, who runs, but McCaffer gets there first. Does really well, McCaffer. Cleans up, mops up, and then delivers to Sidebottom, who goes over the top to Ball by himself out of side wing, kicks over the top to Thomas. Thomas runs to 50. Will he go for goal or square it up? He does the latter.
Oh!
Davis sets himself, flies over the top of Russell. Spectacular result, nothing over the face. And the umpire will throw it in 3 metres around from the left point post for the Pies. 129 plays 96, 33 points the Pies lead by. 10 minutes to play. Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Fraser against Cruiser. Cruiser fisted it away. Taken for Carlton by Gibbs. The Simpson, good tackle by Didak. Forces the spillage. Johnson's there for Collingwood. Picked up again by Gibbs. Just hacks it back into the wing position. O'Brien too good for Betts. Won the hard contest. Gives it off to Tuvey. Left foot kick into the pocket. Looking for Dawes, who attacked it, but that's a courageous mark taken by Russell. That is a hard yakka moment today. Put his body on the line there, did Jordan Russell, and took a very strong mark in front of Dawes.
Great contest from both players, Dawes and Russell. Both attacked it extremely hard, and exactly what you want from 2 very competitive young fellas.
Russell goes back to White, who's at fullback proper in the goal square. Davis tries to run him down. He has to get around him. Handballs to Russell. Russell on the left tries to find a target, who's aiming for Armfield. Spills, then goes past Brown. Brown can't take it. Carazzo neither. So Armfield goes and picks it up. Toe pokes it to the wing out of side. Waiting for it is McCaffer. McCaffer, little handball to Ball. He squares the ball to Davis. Judged it badly, went up and came down before it got to him. Dropped it and sort of fumbles out over the boundary line. 35 around from the Pies goal. 129 plays 96. It is Collingwood leading 9 minutes 20 to play. Final term, Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Hasn't been a great day for Leon Davis, but he hasn't had to worry. Just the 8 possessions, hasn't kicked a goal. His teammates have been very, very good.
Carlton looking out of defence as Judd kicks it to half forward. Southern stands side, O'Halpin gathers now on the second bounce.
Oh, Satan doing a bit of dancing.
Yeah, manages to get round Reid, and then he kicks the ball to the full forward area. Garlett's had a very quiet afternoon, keeps it alive. Ball still in play. O'Brien shrugs off the tackle with a don't argue. Umpire says that's fine.
50-metre penalty here. Heath Shaw, after he handballed it away, was grabbed and retarded, so that'll be a 50-metre penalty.
Gee, did well there, Harry O'Brien. He was under so much pressure, and he must train that at training all the time, being able to get out of tackle, get the ball on, and that was just super play.
They come into the middle of the ground where Ball marks. Slows things down now, switches it to the outer side. Cloak the target, hits him. He marks in front of Henderson.
Definitely looks a lot better up in the forward 50, Lockie Henderson, than down back.
He's about 75 from goal. He pushes it backwards to the wing and hits Reid. Cloak runs behind Reid, hoping for a cheap handball then to kick long, but Reid decides to kick long himself. Goes long. Oh! Big fly from Jolly. Falls to Joseph. He handballs to Russell, who goes to White, to Armfield. He's at half back for the Blues, members side of the ground. He runs a long way up.
Free kick. It was a high off the ball. You'll play
Umpire calls it back. Then Armfield dishes off to Yaron, who kicks to half forward. Blues have got numbers. Quick handball to Carazzo. All he needed to do was hit him. He would have been off. Missed him. Still at half back for the Pies. They've got numbers. They've got time. The skipper's got it. He's got a couple of options.
Carazzo's down, hurt off the ball as Johnson for Collingwood puts it inside 50 to Medhurst. He will not dish it off. He'll go back and have a shot. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. So Medhurst will line up 50 metres out, slight angle at the punt road end.
Well, it's decision time probably for Brett Ratton.
Carazzo's all right, by the way. Just rolled an ankle.
Oh, that's okay. He's up and about. But, next week he's probably going to have to go. Do you give Henderson a go in the twos and bring Waite back in, Jace? That's probably going to be the situation.
Be a likely move.
I think Waite might have had just an average game yesterday, so as Medhurst kicks towards goal and misses to the left.
Although they did tell me Mitch Robinson had a belter.
Had 45 disposals apparently.
Might be okay.
It's not bad.
Probably deserves a chance.
34 points now. Collingwood lead at the MCG. 7 minutes of play left in this round 6.
Oh, the chew man, General Chewer.
Oh, no.
We just got the crowd figure.
Oh, no.
What is it?
80,000.
645. I think someone said 82k, didn't they?
You've got
the General. He's done it.
Everyone said over 82 except Chew.
The pressure is on, I can tell you.
He's just become a field marshal.
Not only that, he's got his own sign behind his head. Have a look at that. He's got the General behind him.
80,000.
Unbelievable.
645. I would have sworn there was more than that.
Chew gets within 1,365. He's right off at the moment, can't get anywhere near it. Now the Pies on the wing. O'Brien, little kick. Half forward, intercepted by Simpson.
The head is wobbling so much it's almost falling off the shoulders.
34 points, Collingwood lead by 6.5 to play. A chance for the Pies at half forward. Leon is there, picks up the loose ball, fires to centre half forward. A chance still for the Pies. Little quick kick from Cloak to Didak. Switches the ball wide to side bottom, around the corner, out of bounds on the full. 6.5 to play. 34 points the margin, Harvey Norman's scoreboard. Pies have been terrific. They've been challenged a few times. Every time they've answered the call.
Stu, how many Carlton supporters?
Well, that one, I won't even throw
a few
a
of them
figure
are left,
there.
though. A few of them have left. As the ball's brought back in by the Blues, but it's marked by Cloak. 75 out from goal. He loads up on the big left boot. It's a thumping kick to the goal square. They all fly. Davis stayed down and has kept the ball alive in the forward pocket. He paddles. Now he controls it. Handballs back to Johnson. Johnson gives the ball off to William from a very tight angle. Chips it short. Good vision. Nice kick, and Jolly takes the mark within range. And he will line up on a 45-degree angle, 45 out from goal at the punt road end as we go down to Michael Roberts.
About 5 minutes ago, Jordan Russell got cleaned up. They're actually strapping his inner right thigh. So in strife, Danny. In a bit of pain too, Jordan Russell.
Nothing worse than an injury to the inner thigh, Robbo, as you well know.
No, yep. You got to be very, very careful.
Jolly comes in from 45 out. Good looking kick. Beautiful kick from the big ruckman. It's a goal. Darren Jolly's first of the afternoon and a bit of icing on the Collingwood cake. They're out to a 40-point lead now, so they've done it well, the Magpies, after being challenged by the Blues in the third term. They got to within 3 points a couple of times, but Collingwood up to the task. And they lead 21-10, 136 to 15-6, 96. 23 gone final term on the Harvey Norman scoreboard. Don't forget, 3D television has arrived at Harvey Norman. Earlier today at Skills Stadium, the Cats thrashed the Tigers by 108 points. Johnson, Podsiadly and Mooney, all 5 for the Cats. Revolt 3 for the Tigers. 161 to 53 was the final score. And they've just started over in the West. It's no scores yet in the match between West Coast and Fremantle.
Umpire bounces in the middle of the MCG. Goes up a late chance for Murphy to send the Blues forward again. Somehow Swan rips it away from him and then puts a little kick towards Didak. He's on the wing outer side. Picks it up. Left foot fires to centre half forward. Kick is good. Couldn't be taken by Beams. Falls to Johnson. Back to Beams. Little kicking ball. He was falling. Davis. Massive leap over the top. Around the corner. An opportunist in William goes. And he's kicked another one for the Pies. Amazing, this scoreboard, to think it was back within 3 points at the 17-minute mark of the third term. It is back right out now to 46 points.
Well, the most pleasing aspect from Collingwood's point of view and Collingwood winning the game is they've had 13 goal kickers, which is exactly what a coach wants. He wants you to share the load around and share the love, as they will say. And Darren Jolly, Jace, what type of game has he had, do you think?
I think he's been solid, mate. He hasn't had a lot of the ball, but he's certainly dominated the hit-outs. 26 hit-outs and just the 7 possessions. Kicked the goal to his name. I think he's been good.
Carlton draft stats, leading ball winners. Judd, 37 disposals, 10 clearances.
37?
Unbelievable.
Serious?
Yep. And for the Magpies, 27 to Pendlebury, 26 to Swan.
How many for McLean? He's been disappointing, Ash.
Rock McLean, 12 disposals, 5 clangers.
Yeah, it's not good enough for a midfielder. He's had a dirty day. As Carlton drive it inside 50. Jacobs is in front. Can't take the mark. Harry O'Brien, beautifully done. Bit of shake and bake as he got the handball to Swan. Gives it off to side bottom. He kicks to Didak. Didak now plays on as he moves the ball quickly to Pendlebury. He marks on the southern stand half forward flank. Looking for options. Pendlebury just decides to hold things up, go backwards and kicks to Swan. Swan on centre wing. Chips to Didak. Can't get there on the full. Traps it on the half volley, but Carlton went out with weight of numbers. Picked up by Simpson at half-back. Left foot kick to the wing. Looking for but unable to find Betts. Here's Judd again. But before that, Swan gets in with a kick off the ground. McLean got a horrible bounce. Picked up by Dawes at centre half forward. Can't get the handball away. Picked up by Jamison. Got it off to Cruiser. Left foot kick to half-back out of side. And it's marked by Simpson. And the Blues reload.
Simpson goes wider to Gibbs. Gibbs on the wing out of side. Stops. Tries to get around O'Brien. Decides he can't. Gives it to Cruiser, who goes on his left foot. Long to half forward. O'Halpin lurks. Around the corner he goes. Falls over to Garlick. Garlick goes inside Maxwell. Fires it around the corner. Terrific finish. Nice goal to the Blues. They break their ton. 40-point margin again. Collingwood 22-10, 142. Carlton 15-6. Make it 16-6. 102. 3.5 to play. Final term. Harvey Norman scoreboard as we go around the grounds. On the day the Kentucky Derby was run, they got a Derby in Perth. Scoreline, please, Chew.
Scores at dead level. 1 goal straight, 6 apiece between the Eagles and Fremantle. 5 into the first quarter.
Sensational little snap from Jeff Garlett. Hasn't had much of it today, though. Just a goal for him. And only 4 possessions, but very classy.
And look at the OPSM replay. Mick Malthouse
not happy.
Was not happy. They had 3 players there. The 2 Collingwood players spoiled each other. And not happy, man, even though they're going to win the game.
Swan gets the clearance for Collingwood. Gives it off to Tuvey. Nice kick to the members' wing, finds Thomas. Thomas now handballs to Pendlebury. Kicks into the forward pockets. And we'll have a throw in. That was out of bounds. Davis kicks towards goal, but it was definitely out of bounds. And we'll have a throw in the Magpies' forward pocket. They're in front by 40 points. Next week they take on the Blue Baggers. St Kilda on the... Collingwood take on North Melbourne, and St Kilda play Carlton on the Monday night, on Monday Night Football. So that'll be something to look forward to.
Jolly and Cruiser. Jolly knocks it down to Didak, gives it to Beams, has his kick smothered this time by Joseph, hit him in the face. He's gone down behind plate, holding his head. Didak goes and wins it, ricocheted off Joseph. He goes and picks it up again. McCappa receives it from Didak, fires it to centre half forward where Beams waits and marks. 45 out. You'll have to kick from about 50, pretty much directly in front. For those punters around Australia that have gone over 39.5 or under 39.5 this last couple of minutes suddenly means something. 40 points of difference. And it is Dane Beams with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to play.
Ash, can you tell me if Carlton are the first team to kick 100 points against Collingwood this year?
Let me have a look at that one for you, Jason.
You should have had that at the snap of your fingers, Ash.
You should know better, Ash.
Just in your own time.
Beams from right on 50. One behind, 41 points. The lead now, 2 minutes 20 to play. Collingwood 22-11, 143. Carlton 16-6, 102. There have been 38 goals scored today, 13 on Friday Night Football, Two-Man.
Yes, and Jason, you're right on the money as per usual.
Well, that makes it even more impressive for Collingwood because Carlton haven't been dreadful today, but Collingwood have just taken their game to new levels and still smashed a team that kicked 100 points. New premiership favourites, Collingwood for mine.
I was going to say, they're going to have to be close in the betting now. There's going to be a real feel. Blues work it down to the wing members' side. Umpire calls play on after the whistle. Murphy has it. Now a chance for the Pies to go again, because it spills off the side of the boot. Ends up with Swan running through the middle of the ground. His kick perfect to Medhurst. Leading goal scorer for the Pies a couple of years ago, twice for Freo in 03-04. He'll go back and try and kick a late one with 1 minute and 3/4 to play, fourth term. They lead by 41, the Pies. Medhurst got one in the first, one in the second. Did he get one in the last? He can. Splits the middle. 1 minute and a half to play, 47 points the margin. It is Collingwood 23-11, 149. Carlton 16-6, 102. And they must be close to the top of the table, two-man with a percentage win.
They're currently sitting in third spot, Hayne, but they're only 3% behind the Saints. Their percentage 138.66 to St Kilda 141.
And Swans on top with how much?
146.
149 plays 102, 1 minute and a half to play. Harvey Norman's scoreboard.
So umpire again waits for the light. Bit of delay with that today. Down it goes now. The centre bounce taken by Carazzo, who's immediately stripped of the football. They're clean and they're working hard, and we'll have yet again a secondary bounce in the middle.
Quarters, the last 3 weeks, Collingwood have averaged 66 inside 50s for Carlton draft stats.
Amazing. They, look, from all the games I've seen thus far, seen some good teams. Collingwood's as good as anyone. At least have to be equal premiership favourites for mine.
Picked up by Carazzo in the centre circle. Handballs towards Yaron. He couldn't control it. Simpson at the bottom of the pack. Another bounce.
Just love the way they go about their footy. They play an uncompromising brand of football. Tough, hard, contested.
Flexible too, Josh.
Oh, brilliant.
Very even side, the Magpies. As they work it, Carlton to half forward. No Halpin's there. And taken by Brian, who backed himself, somehow managed to get the handball out to a teammate. Now Reid gives it to Sidebottom, who shrugs the tackle from Betts. Back to Reid, to Tuvey. Left foot kicks good into the middle. It's marked by Dawes. Dawes plays on to the hard-running O'Brien, who shakes Simpson. And now the right boot goes to the 50 and finds Cloak.
And he'll wheel around.
He could load up here, Cloak. I reckon he's going to have a ping here. Cloak loads up. It's a massive kick from 60. What a thumping monster from Cloak. He's got his second. And the Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard. 32-minute mark, final term. Collingwood 24-11, 155. Massive score.
It's a huge score. When
see
they last
scores
do
kick
this,
like
Ash?
that in the modern game. And Carlton 16-6, 102. The margin has blown out to 53 points. Tell you what, you know Bondi.
Well, I reckon I might be after this one. Round 20.
The general!
Round 20, 2009. That was the last time they cracked over 150 points quarters.
So about 7 or 8 weeks ago.
That's right. Who's that against? Hawthorn?
Well, Richmond.
At the 17-minute mark of the third term, Collingwood led by 3 points. The Blues are on the march. Collingwood now lead by 53. 17 seconds to play. 155 to 102. They go forward again, the Pies. One last chance maybe. Little flicking ball from Ball. It was intercepted. Medhurst is there too. Gibbs wraps him up. With 4 seconds to play, there will be nothing more, because there is a Carlton free kick at halfback. Gibbs has it. Rushes away. The siren sounds. And it is a big win to the Pies. 24-11, 155. Carlton, 16-6, 102. Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Big day for Collingwood with that last goal. I moved into second position on the ladder on percentage. The Magpies led at every change by 6 at the first break, by 28 at half time, by 27 at three-quarter time, and the final margin blew out to a whopping 53 points. Collingwood 24-11, 155, have defeated Carlton 16-6, 102. 13 goal kickers for Collingwood. 3 goals each to Medhurst, to Ball and to Dawes. 2 goals apiece to Didak, Beams, Wellingham, Sidebottom and Cloak, and singles to O'Brien, Pendlebury, Thomas, Jolly and Swan. For Carlton, 5 to O'Halpin, 3 goals to Murphy and 3 goals to Betts, 2 to Yarran and singles to Houlihan, Garlett and White. So the Magpies home by 53 points. Early today down at Cardinia Park it was Geelong 24-17, 161. 108-point winners over Richmond, 7-11-53. Johnson, Podgiadli and Mooney all kicked 5 for the Geelong team, and Jack Revolt booted 3 for the Tigers. They're underway over in the Derby in the West, and it's West Coast Eagles 12 leading Fremantle 7 as we near the halfway mark of the first quarter in the match at Subiaco Oval. But massive win by the Pies, and hard to remember that Carlton got to within 3 points twice in the third quarter. So a massive final last quarter by the Magpies. As I said, they're now second position on the ladder on percentage.
They've won their last 3 games. Hawthorn by 64 points, Essendon by 65, 53 today. They've got a bit of a roll on at the moment.
Certainly have, and what makes it really tough as a side is when you start poorly like they did today, the Blues. Really takes a lot out of you to get yourself back into the game. You really have to push as much as you've got, and then you've got to try and find something when you've worked your way back into the game. And the Blues, to their credit, that third quarter they were really good, but Collingwood just said, okay, we've let you back in, we've gone away from the little things that make us a good side, let's just refocus. And that's what they did. They just turned it on. Too many classy players, they used the ball too well. Carlton had 50 more possessions than Collingwood, but it was the way Collingwood used it, Jace. Yep. And I totally agree. I reckon not only are the top 4 side, but if they can keep everyone together, they are the real deal.
So just repeating the final scores here in front of 80,645 people. It was Collingwood 24 goals 11, 155, 53-point winners over Carlton, 16-6, 102.
The 2010 AFL season is proudly brought to you by Toyota. Toyota Footy. Oh, what a feeling.